proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Kanye.
Good morning, Madam.
You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Council, can we proceed?
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Honorable Commissioners, Honorable Chairperson, good morning. Yes, Mr. Kanye, I have your file here, and I want us to go through some of the your contracts you have had with KMC. The file is already exhibited. It is the exhibit number is LGC/DJ/KMC/004, and the open date is 1st June 2018. Now, you've had 2 contracts going by this file in 2020. Do you recall this?
Sorry, no, I cannot remember each and every one of it at what date and time.
All right.
Well,
so
if it is in the file, it's the truth.
Yes. So 2nd of March 2020, there is a contract that you were given for debt recovery. 2nd of March 2020. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
Now, the appointment on contract states that as per the Establishment Appointment Committee Edition 23rd of January 2020, I am pleased to inform you that you have been offered appointment on contract as debt recovery officer for a period of 1 year, effective 1st March 2020 to 29th of February 2021. Let me just show you this file so that you will see the document I am reading from. Yes, do you confirm the contract document? 2nd March 2020. Mr. Kanye?
I'm just reading through, please. Yes.
Yes. That is the 2nd of March 2020. But there's also another contract document for the 20th of February 2020. Can you confirm that?
Where is that? It's on the 2nd one?
Yes, the 20th of February 2020. There you'll see another contract offer.
Yes.
Yes. So may I please have that file? My question is, why 2 contracts in the same year? Is there any reason?
I don't know the length of the contract, if it is 6 months or yearly. It may be a mistake in the file. But I've never had any contract, 2 contracts overlapping each other.
So let me read to you the period of the contract. It says, as debt recovery officer for a period of 1 year, effective March 1st, 2020 to 29th of February 2021. That would be about 12 months. That is for the 2nd of March 2020 contract. Now the 20th February 2020 contract says, as per the Establishment and Appointment Committee's resolution dated the 23rd of January 2020, I am pleased to inform you that you have been offered consultancy services on debt recovery for a period of 1 year, effective 1st March 2020 to 28th of February 2021. So both are for 1 year, and they are for different purposes. One is for debt recovery officer, and the other is for consultancy services.
I think that's an error if they overlap each other. I've never had 2 contracts on a simultaneous basis at KMC. Maybe the wordings are the one they just want to
You also,
rectify.
yes, we will confirm that with the management. You also wrote a letter on the 10th of February, November 2020, addressed to the Lord Mayor's office with respect to a proposal for redeployment as senior dump site consultant. Do you recall this?
I wrote a letter to be deployed.
Yes, I see a letter bearing your name, Kan Mustapha Kanjura. It is signed and it is addressed to the Lord Mayor's office. The heading is Proposal for Redeployment as Senior Dump Site Consultant. Do you recall this?
I do not recall it, but it may happen.
It may happen. Let me again show you the letter that I am referring to. Yes, please go through the document.
Yes.
May I please have it? Yes. What was the basis of this letter? Do you know? Do you recall?
As it is on the letter, it
Yes.
was a casual or a informal discussion as to if I could be able to go back to, or to go to the dump site and look after it. And said, if I am, let me give them my conditions.
Who did you have this conversation with?
With the management team, because they have weekly senior management office, people.
And who were present in that meeting?
I can't remember vividly, but it's management meeting on every weekend or every week.
Every week.
Early morning or so. Most probably all the managers are around.
There. So let me read you what you said. Proposal for redeployment as senior dump site consultant. That is from the senior debt collector to the Lord Mayor's office, 10th November 2020. Following the discussion I had with you in your office about the proposal for my redeployment for the management of the Bagwari dump site, I hereby present to you the conditions in which I can possibly move to effectively manage this place as per your request. The experience I had on the management of this site has enabled me able to figure out the prerequisite conditions to enable the effective management of such site, and I request the basic as listed below. And then you mention your demands.
Yes.
Now, was this proposal approved?
I think it has been, yes, I think it has been approved.
Yes, because in 2021, you were then given a consultancy based on this letter.
Yes.
That is the letter on the 14th of January 2021, where there's an appointment on contract for dump site consultant for a period of 1 year.
Yes.
Is that not the case? Now, the question here is the allowances that were requested. There seems to be an alteration with pen with respect to some of your demands. Would you be able to provide more light on why these alterations? Because you have had a demand, let's say, for instance, a consultancy fee. The amount was there, but it was altered with pen. You have a dump set allowance. It was altered with pen. Telephone allowance as well. The alterations were there. Weekly supply of fuel. I'm not sure whether you have any explanation with respect to these alterations.
No, I can remember vividly on all those ones. Yes, those are when you make a proposal.
Yes.
You face people. They will tell you this is too much, this is too small, or this is we cannot do this, we can do that, and I, as a negotiator, I negotiate everything, not rigid as it should have been. I decide, yes, if they give me what I expect and I can do the job with that, I will do it. Right. Maybe those alterations are meant for that. That was my initial paper.
The other issue is in relation to a dump site allowance paid to you. The date is 26th of May 2021. The voucher number is PV211165. Now it says being payment of dump site allowance as consultant for the second quarter as per request attached. It says $80,000 for landfill maintenance. That's the description. What is the amount that you are to be paid as dump site allowance?
As you can see, I think I have different amounts attached.
Yes.
And each of these depend on the time.
Yes.
Of the contract.
Yes.
So if this time I feel I'm supposed to have more because of the conditions in that place, I will add it up.
No, I don't get that part. Can you please repeat that part?
Anytime I am entering into a contract, I
Yes.
evaluate my potentials and my problems that I will foresee, and through that I'll make up my suggestion.
No, I ask this because the payment that you will receive seems to vary. And the dump site allowance I have seen for your contract of the 14th of January 2021, it says telephone allowance 15,000, dump site allowance 30,000.
That was the time of that contract.
Okay.
Maybe it's going to be a different one in another year contract. Okay. As everything goes up in and out every time.
Okay, let's revisit the dates again. The voucher payment, PV 211165, the date is 26th of May 2021. And your contract that I've made reference to is 14th of January 2021. So it's not even after a year's contractual period. So I'm not sure whether you can shed more light on that.
The only light I can set on it is not the same contract. Any single contract has come with its merits and demerits.
Okay. So what are these merits and demerits of this contract?
The time.
The time, 6 months?
Even 3 months can change.
Yes. So can you please provide us with this particular contract that with respect to your dump site allowance of $80,000 is?
Can I?
Provide that contract, because we haven't seen that contract in this.
I've not seen that contract.
You have not seen that contract?
No.
But we haven't seen it in your file, because all the contracts you have been given. Have you ever been given a 6-month contract?
Have I?
Ever been given a 6-month period contract?
I think so I was. I cannot remember fully.
I ask this question because all the contracts we have in your file spans a period of 1 year. We haven't seen a contract that you have been offered that has a period of 6 months.
I'm not going to argue whether it has happened or it has never happened.
Yes.
But from hindsight, I cannot remember which one is 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I can't.
All right.
And I don't have the papers on me.
Now, have you ever been owed an outstanding balance of payment?
KMC owing me or me owing them?
KMC owing you.
Maybe yes, but I can't remember which time. But
On the 14th of February 2022, and you were requesting for.
yes,
Why was that?
I may request it because I don't know the system in this country. I may request it after my contract finished. And if that finished, they said, yes, I'm entitled to a grant duty, and I apply for it.
But you already said that you're not entitled to it.
That was my knowledge at the time.
When did you know that you're not entitled to it?
Well, I can't remember when, but since I know it, I am not entitled. That was the time I knew I'm never even entitled to make any pensions and so forth. But I'm also entitled to be paid a grant duty. That's why I applied at the time.
Were you paid when you requested?
Yes, I'm paid.
You were paid the grant duty when you requested for it?
I am.
Were you paid when you asked for it?
Yes, I think I was paid.
Did you return the money?
To return it?
Yes.
I've never been asked to return it.
No, but now you know you're not entitled to it.
I didn't know still now whether I'm not entitled.
No, you had already said it. You already answered the question.
No, I asked the question because that was my first thought. But it doesn't stand anymore.
Yes, but you had answered the question. You had already said
Yes.
that before, at the time of applying, you did not know. Now that you know, you had said clearly that it is within your knowledge that you're not entitled to.
If I don't know something today, and I know it tomorrow, and I apply it that day, my knowledge of not knowing it yesterday
It was in the past.
was the past.
But that doesn't rub out the fact that the money you are paid for, you're not entitled to it. That's the difference.
I at the time thought I don't know. When I was known to that, I could not get any pension, but I could get any time my contract finished. I have a grant duty to be paid, and I applied. And that's the time I got it.
You were given imprest in 2019, 10th April 2019. The amount is $180,000. Do you recall this? $80,000. 180.
To where?
Imprest.
To where?
You know what an imprest is?
Imprest, I cannot remember.
Do you know what an imprest is?
I know they give you money to spend on a piece of things or whatever activities you are.
Yes.
Yes.
So, do you recall being given an amount of $180,000 by way of imprest?
I cannot remember.
Now, let me give you the letter. It may help you recollect your thoughts.
Yeah.
That is the management writing to you on grounds that you did not retire, the imprest was given to you.
I cannot remember this.
Yes, but now you have seen the letter. The management wrote to you, and the body of the letter is that you were given an imprest of $880 and you did not retire this amount. It reads, Director of Administration to Mr. Mustapha Kanjura, Overseer of Compliance. It says 10th April 2019, the date. Subject unretired imprest. After a report by Finance Manager 2 concerning the above caption, I hereby write to ask you to retire the sum of $180,000, not later than Monday, the 15th of April 2019, bill imprest issued to you for food for disaster team. Your cooperation is hereby solicited. Signed by Dembo SN Sani. Do you recall receiving this letter?
I've never recalled having this money or even this letter. I've never recalled.
Do you recall at any point retiring any amount of money that was given to you?
I cannot recall.
Have you been suspended from work?
Work suspended?
Yes.
Not to my knowledge.
Dembo SN Sani, acting for the Chief Executive Officer, wrote a letter to you on the 30th of April 2019 for suspension from work. It says, following your unruly behavior towards the acting Deputy Chief Executive Officer at his office today, the 30th of April 2019, in the presence of Director of Services and Ward Councillor for Kololi, Honorable Peter Mendy, I am directed to suspend you from work for 2 weeks without salary with immediate effect. You are to resume for work on the 22nd of May 2019. However, you are hereby advised to desist from such practices. Any future recurrence will attract stiffer disciplinary actions. You don't recall this?
I don't.
So you have never gone on suspension?
Well, he may write it, but I've never received it, and I'm on contract. I cannot be suspended.
That's not the question. So have you ever gone on suspension aside from this? Do you recall ever being asked to stay home because you have been suspended?
Not at KMC.
Not at KMC.
Yes.
Now, you ever wrote for any of your staff or people that work under you to be suspended?
Did I?
Have you ever written with respect to requesting for any of your staff or people that work under you to be suspended?
I may, yes.
You may.
Yes.
Why do you think that you may have done that?
Why?
Why do you believe that you may have done that?
There are a lot of issues pertaining to late coming, and I want to stamp it out, or unruly behaviors, certain things that you do which are not in line. I may.
We have a letter that you have written to the CEO, and the Lord Mayor has copied. 3rd June 2019, the subject recommendation for suspension for the entire team involved. And I am recommending the suspension of the entire team. Abu Jame, Mustapha Danso, with immediate effect, without salary for 3 months, commencing 4th of June 2019 to 5th of August 2019. The team should be redeployed to any other department that is not related to revenue collection, such as finance. All council properties, motorbikes, receipt books, cash collected, invoice, etc. must be returned to appropriate authority immediately. You recall these names?
I can remember that.
How is it possible that when it is in relation to things you have done, you can't remember affecting you directly, but you can remember when it is about others?
Council, for the second time I'm telling you, whatever I said here is what I think. If I don't remember anything, I don't remember. I have 5 kids. I cannot remember their date of birth, especially date, month or so. I can remember some of them, 5th 10, 8, but I can't remember which month, up to today. And that's not even anything. That's the scope of my brain.
Mr. Kanye,
Yes.
if you are shown their date of birth, then you will recollect your thoughts. Like I have shown you evidence of your suspension.
Yes. And that's why I remember.
Hear me out. I have shown you evidences. When you say you can't recall, I show you evidence. And I show you the evidence. But you still repeat that you can't recall. There's a difference. There's a difference when you are asked a question and you say you cannot recall, but when you are presented with the facts and the evidence, then that should reignite your thoughts. Like when I had read this letter that you had written, calling for the suspension of about 5 individuals or 6 individuals, I didn't even show you the document.
You read?
I read it.
I understand what you read, and
I
trust you what you read.
Yes.
So on that basis, I could answer the question.
That's impressive. I believe that will help in other cases as well.
Very well.
Moving forward, but when I read, it will help you to reignite your thoughts as well.
Good.
Now, overseeing the position, but coming back to these suspensions, were they suspended eventually?
I just made my recommendations.
You didn't
But
follow up?
I didn't follow it
You didn't
up.
follow up?
Yes.
Were they under you? They were working under you?
This particular incident involved a journalist.
Yes.
Made a report that he got KMC staffs. They brought light trying to cheat. And I was called upon to go there with immediate effect to see what is happening while they were collecting license for these sewing machines.
Yes.
And when that happened, I rushed to the place and found both the people on those staff you are talking and their manager there.
Yes.
So we established between ourselves there that this is not acceptable.
Yes.
And later I made this recommendation.
Mr. Kanye, you had, in 2018, you were overseeing the position of compliance director. You recall this?
Yes.
Was it on contract or as a staff?
I think it's as a contract because I was never employed.
Says the letter you have, I am delighted to inform you that you have been selected to oversee the position of a compliance director with effect from 1st November 2018. In lieu of the above, you are expected to carry out the following responsibilities while overseeing the position. And this goes on. But it did not say whether you were on contract or you were appointed as a staff.
Okay. Let me take you back, as we said.
Yes.
Maybe I was working on a contract on certain issues.
Yes.
And the contract is not yet finished.
Yes.
And this particular job or something happened for
Yes.
me to be redeployed to that to finish off my contracts.
All right. It says that your job or responsibilities will include the following. These are my words, I'm paraphrasing. It says, receives, records, and investigate complaints from the public and staff regarding violations and municipal codes. Initiate contacts with residents, businesses, representatives, and other parties to explain the nature of incurred violations and encourage compliance with municipal codes. Prepare notices of violations or non-compliance and citations according to applicable codes and regulations. Are you familiar with the applicable codes and regulations?
I don't know whether I'm familiar with it or not, but I can assure you I don't pay much attention to what is always written there. I pay attention to what they tell me to do at a particular time.
Is one and the same? What they tell you to do is what is written?
Yes.
Yes. So what they tell you to do is what is written in your appointment.
Maybe because of the detailed nature of the job.
Yeah.
I was given some specific things to do at a specific time.
Again,
and I concentrate on those ones.
Let me repeat and rephrase again. Do you know the codes and regulations that they are referring to?
No, I don't.
How would you execute these functions?
I will only execute these functions according to how I understand it.
Do you agree that this particular position as a director of compliance, it requires specific skills? If you are not familiar with the codes and regulations that have been referenced, that are directly applicable to your employment, it will be very difficult for you to execute your functions.
Well, it may be right to say it may be difficult,
yes,
but there is always a way around it.
Let me rephrase again.
I can go around it.
Let me rephrase again. It will be difficult. And in fact, it will be impossible to execute your functions without having knowledge of the codes and regulations that bind you. That's dangerous.
Well, it may be as dangerous as you think, but as for me, if I don't know anything, I'll ask in detail to be explained how to navigate within that area.
What was your qualification in relation to compliance before this appointment?
I have no qualification other than using my foresight thinking.
Foresight. Now, the last issue, Mr. Kanjura, is your statement. That's for today. You will probably release this. You will come back subsequently. The last issue is in relation to you had mentioned in your statement of the 24th of May 2023, where you said, with respect to your education, that I attended St. Augustine's High School and later worked with Gambia Public Transport Company, that's GPTC, and subsequently traveled to the United Kingdom where I further studied. You studied in the UK?
I did not.
Did you write this?
It may be an error there, but I did not say that I studied.
What is your highest academic qualification, Mr. Kanjura?
My highest qualification
yes,
is GCE and private small courses.
Small courses.
Yeah.
Did you present your CV to council at any given point in time?
As I have said, I've not been employed or I've never been at.
As a consultant, did you present your CV to council at any
no,
point in time?
I've never issued my CV to anybody in this country for any job.
All right.
Even when I was appointed as advisor to the president on investment.
Let me repeat again my question, which is very specific. Did you present your CV to council when you were appointed as consultant?
As I said, I've never.
Thank you. If there are any questions to this witness?
Yes. Mr. Kanjura, when did you, in effect, took over the dump site as the consultant manager?
Madam, I cannot remember exactly the date.
Okay, please note and provide for us exactly when you took over to manage the dump site. And, okay, have you? Now, my second question is, do you have a functional bulldozer at the dump site as we speak?
We have a private functional bulldozer on site.
All right. Now, how much do you rent it per day?
As at now, it is not rent per day.
Okay.
We have the KMC had a contract with the owner for dressing the site and managing the dump site.
How much is
That is, we are in its last days, 600,000 per month.
600,000 per month?
Yes.
Okay.
And the dressing should be not less than 10 days.
Okay. So this is 600,000 per month for the dressing of the dump site.
Dressing and the upkeeping, i.e. fire component, recycling,
Okay.
and maintaining access
Okay.
for the trucks to drop their contents.
All right. So now, how much fuel? Because it is in evidence that fuel is not part of the contract that is signed. I stand to be corrected.
You are right. The fuel is not
Part of
on the burden of
on the 600,000 per month.
only 600,000. Whether they use gasoline or petrol, whatever, is at their expense, the owner of the contract. And I don't know how much he gives to his mechanics who comes there.
No, let me get it. Does KMC supply fuel to
The KMC doesn't supply any fuel to the owner of those machines, that machine.
So it's the owner that provides fuel.
Fuel.
So the fuel is inclusive in this 600,000.
Exactly.
All right. And now, when did you realize that you were not entitled to receive gratuity payment?
I think it was only after my first contract finished.
Now, aside from this, this contracts for the dump site, did you have any other contracts which are different from this?
Not concurrently with KMC.
Yes, I'm just asking. It cannot be concurrent because
Yes.
it is a contract at a time.
Yes.
So, what sort of contracts were they?
As a debt collection,
Yes. Now, for that debt collection, how much were you able to recover for KMC?
I don't have the figures of
Please
what I got.
note it, yes, when you come back.
I don't have the figures.
Yes, please note it so that you could have. Yes, the debt collection.
I wouldn't know how much is collected because I don't touch money. I
Yes, but-
only,
Yes.
excuse me, let me explain. If somebody I went to and he may give me a check and I will come straight, deposit it and inform the people. Some of them will tell me, we'll go and pay tomorrow. And they will go and pay. Somebody will tell me.
Yes, yes, I understand all that.
Because I don't
no, it's
receive
just-
any commission.
No, it is not about you receiving money or no, you not touching money. We are interested in the record, not what you have touched or the money you have received. Because you were given an assignment. And when you were given an assignment, I presume the assignment was very explicit. KMC is owed this much. That is what I'm asking for. How much, as at the time they gave you the contract to do debt collection, you of course knew how much debt you are supposed to collect. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then for the ones you have taken effort to pay, it will be recorded, correct?
Not from my end, because I do not have all the details.
Yes, even if it is not from your end, you can access the records. Because if they pay anything pursuant to what was given to you under your contract mandate, they will be able to know that this is how much you were able to collect as debt.
I have never asked for it, and
Now,
I do not see anywhere in KMC
Yes.
where I can access those things, because some of them,
It
even-
cannot be, hang on. It cannot be true, Mr. Kanye, because you signed a contract. Unless this contract is fraudulent, you cannot tell us, with all honesty, that you will not be able to get to any department to give you the information that we want, because it is you that was given the contract.
Madam, with all due respect, I will not sit here and lie to you. It may not sound that I am not keeping the records, because I'm not doing it for any record purpose. I'm doing it because I think I can do it. But I would not lie to anybody that I collect 1 million, 3 million, 4 million, but I don't do it for that. But I will tell the individuals, you go to KMC, you pay for it. And if the records show me that they are paid or partly paid, I still continue with them. Up to this year,
Yes.
I have been going over certain place. GMPC, for example,
Yes.
I have collected money from them to KMC. I don't see the checks. Sometimes I see the check and send it to KMC Finance.
So
but I don't keep any record.
Yes. Now, what we are asking, please note.
I know.
Yes, please note. You check. You contact the Department of Finance. They will be able to provide you with the records. We cannot ask finance because you were the one that was given the contract. We have facts that we have, but to corroborate those facts, we have to get it from you. So you check. Sorry, write it down. Check
I wrote it down.
Yes, with the Department of Finance at the KMC to let you have whatever data, whatever payment you have been able to do for KMC, to collect on their behalf by way of, you understand, your influence or your follow-ups and all that.
I'll try.
So we know that the contract you were given, there was execution towards that contract that was given to you by KMC.
I'll try.
It is not that you will try. You will bring the information for us.
No,
listen, because it is a contract that was given to you by KMC, and you told us it is, and it is on the record. Right? Thank you. Yes, Kanto.
Yes, there are no questions for
So,
this witness.
yes, one last question. Aside also from this debt collection, are there any other contracts that you wish to tell us that you have done for KMC? The ones you can recall, because we have the facts. The ones you can recall.
I cannot recall any.
All right.
I've been to the markets
Okay.
that I know,
Okay.
both Serakunda and Bakote Fish Market,
Okay.
working specific tax.
Okay.
Of
So that one also was a different contract.
No, it may be within the same contracts.
It may be.
Yes.
Okay. We will
There's
check
no
that.
specific contract for me to go to Serakunda.
Okay.
My going to Serakunda will include this revenue generation, regeneration.
Now, the other question is, who is the person that is given the contract for this dressing of the dump site? Do you know?
Yes, I once attended the first signing of that contract.
And who is the
Finance,
who is the
finance committee, I think, or establishment of
yes.
contract committee.
Who is the contractor that is given?
Contract committee. The contractor is AMCC.
AMCC.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kanye. Thank you so much for coming. We have asked you to bring, to provide us with some certain information. Please, we expect to have this information by Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes, this Thursday.
I'll try.
And we will call you if we need to call you to verify certain issues.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so
Can
much.
I just give you my intention, because I'm traveling to UK for about 2 to 3 weeks,
All right.
anytime from now.
No, anytime is not time, but when exactly are you traveling?
I have to wait for certain things, and I don't know when I will complete them. But I am sure.
Please write to the registrar
All right.
indicating the time you are departing
I will.
and the time you are coming back.
Yes, when I start.
And endeavor to hand over the documents we have asked you by Thursday.
I will try.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. You may kindly take your seat, Mr. Witness. Continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. May I remind you once again that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Thank you.
Good morning,
Morning,
Mr.
ma'am.
Njie.
Morning.
You are welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council, can we proceed?
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Njie, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, I call you so that you can help us with respect to some payment vouchers. First is in relation to payments made to Kanjura Kani,
Right.
Kan Mustapha Kani,
Okay.
and also some of the vouchers in relation to the payment of monies for the purchase of spare parts for D8, D9. Do you recall this?
Right.
You were the substantive Director of Finance for how long? And from which period to which period? Do you recall?
Yep. 2018 to 2020.
20?
2018 and 2019, sorry. Up to March 2020.
How about 2020?
2020 up to March.
2020 March.
Yes.
And you had a Director of Finance in 2020 March?
Yes, we have a new Director of Finance,
And that was?
Dr. Keta.
And he was there for a while but subsequently suspended.
I think so.
Did you take over as well, overseeing the office when he was suspended?
Yes, I was overseeing when he was suspended.
And what is the period? I just want to know so that I know the values that I have to.
Around July 2021 to October 2023, I think.
Okay. Let's first start with the payment to Mr. Kanye.
Yeah.
Do you recall this issue? The issue of the D8, D9.
Very well.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, the issue of the D8 and D9 was a bulldozer provided by the Office of the President to the Council at the time when we were having issue of dressing the back of the dump site.
Yes.
And we've been spending a lot of money hiring. And when we get this one at gratis, we feel that will really help and maintain, reduce our expenditure.
Yes.
Yeah, and then it's been operating and then supervised by Kanjura, who maybe transact the upcoming of this bulldozer to the council. He's been overseeing the bulldozer at the dump site. There was a time when he wanted to maintenance the bulldozer.
Yes.
Yes, and then, in fact, the first thing they requested was an imprest of 1 million was requested, and then intending to transport the machine to Dakar with other officials with kind of per diem, which I turned down automatically. I said that cannot be possible.
You turned down what?
The imprest and then the traveling as well to Dakar.
Imprest?
Yeah. So I told them we cannot give an imprest of 1 million, and which you are going to Dakar, that means you are doing international procurement, which is illegal and not correct. So whatever we can do, let the technical department itself.
Let's get it one at a time. What was illegal?
Carrying cars to Dakar to buy parts or buy goods for the council.
It's unlawful.
Internationally, it's international procurement, and it has to follow the procedure.
Well, and what are these procedures?
The procedure is tendering.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that done?
Well, no. It's when I rejected the imprest.
Yes.
It was a big issue, and then.
What do you mean a big issue?
Like people were thinking that I'm trying to sabotage, and I told them no.
Who was thinking that you were trying to sabotage?
Kanjura himself was not happy with that.
Okay.
Then I told them that he has to go back to his department, which is the Department of Service.
Yes.
Let them do the due process, like proper request.
Yes.
Specify the parts required by the mechanics.
Right.
And then forward it to the procurement. Let the procurement do the necessary things.
Yes.
And come to finance for us to facilitate the payment.
Was that done?
Yeah, that was done.
No, that was not done.
What was done?
That was not done. The due process was still not followed.
Pardon?
Do you agree that the due process was still not followed? You raised genuine concerns.
Well,
those concerns were never met.
Yes, you can say so.
No, again,
Okay.
it's not about me saying that.
Yes.
I do my findings
Yes.
and I present it to you.
Yes.
Again, feel free to
No.
provide, just hear me out, to provide clear evidence that probably will be contrary to what we have. It's for the commissioners to hear you and then make determination. But what I have, or what we have as lawyers, is that what your concerns were, they were never met. Is that true or not?
On which sense?
What did you say earlier regarding the procedure to follow?
Yeah.
There was supposed to be tender.
Yes. No. Procurement methods is determined by the value of the procurement.
Let's roll again.
Yes.
The tape again. What was your advice? On what basis did you reject?
The basis I reject is giving cash or 1 million imprest.
And why is that?
Because that one is not secured.
And why? No, you had said something.
It's
not in line with procurement.
It's not in line with the procurement procedure, yes.
Exactly, because there has to be international tender.
And procurement procedure, you can have tender, you can have RFQ.
No, hear me out. There has to be tender. These were words.
Not specifically strictly tendered, but you have 2 type or 3 type of procurement. You have RFQ, you have tendering.
Mr. Sheriff.
Yes.
Njie, are you familiar with procurement methods?
Very well.
What are the procurement methods?
You have RFQ,
Yes.
request for quotation.
Yes.
You have single sourcing.
Yes.
You have tendering.
Yes. What type of tendering do you have?
Tendering have thresholds.
Yes. What type of tendering do you have?
Tendering, you can have open tender.
Yes.
You can have restricted tendering.
Yes. Or you can have open international tender.
You can have international tendering.
Now, these are procurement methods.
Yes.
Was any followed in this case?
Any?
Was any method followed in this case?
In this case, the thresholds were within RFQ.
Was RFQ followed?
Yes.
RFQ was followed.
Yes.
3 quotations were
Provided.
requested.
Yes.
All right. And these companies are, or these dealers?
I can't remember name. I can remember only Ngolan, the winner of the selected contractor.
Ngolan is the?
Was the selected contractor. I can't remember.
By
the procurement.
By the procurement?
Yes.
Okay, let me give you what I have here regarding the documentation relation to Ngolan.
Yep.
We have the voucher, the
Yes.
payment voucher.
Yes.
In relation to, number is PV190378. That's Ngolan Construction and Tendering and Trading Enterprise. We have the subsequent GPPA forms attached to it. So let me give it to you. And there's a memo as well for the maintenance of the bulldozers. A letter, request for labor cost. Please go through it. You're familiar with?
Very well. Yes, yes.
What is that payment? What are those documents about? Just for your record.
Yeah, this payment is the voucher for payment of cost of maintenance of transportation of bulldozer.
Yes.
D8 and D9 from Dakar. Okay, and then you have 2 invoices attached here, or 3 invoices. I think it's a copied one. It's photocopied. You have 3 invoices attached.
Yes.
And then you have a request from the Director of Services.
Yes.
It was approved.
Yes.
And then request for the labor of the cost of the labor.
Yes. Please go ahead.
And then you have a request for transportation by
Yes.
Mustapha Kanjura. You have a bank transfer as the transfer payment of the money to the account.
Yes.
And then you have job certification,
Yes.
certifying the job has been done.
Yes.
You have the receipts acknowledging receiving the money.
Yes.
So that's it.
Now, do you have the 3 quotations there?
Yes.
And what are these companies or businesses?
I think you have,
Ngolan Construction is one.
yes, Jody Akidi.
Come again?
I think Golan is there. You have Akidi
Okay.
Akidi Trading.
Yes.
And then you have here another one, Auto Parts. I don't know which, this one, the copy is not very clear.
Come again?
Auto parts.
What?
Auto parts.
Is that all? Now let me, is that all? Please have that. Yes. Contract. Let me give you the voucher number 190469. The amount is $452,504 in relation to bill cost of spare parts for the repairing of Bulldozer D9 as per the number attached is 000-56146 attached. Yes. What is that voucher about?
This voucher is the specification for the spare parts to be procured for the repairing of the bulldozer.
Yes.
Yes.
And then was that also subject to RFQ?
Yes.
Please tell us the three quotations.
The three quotations here are Golan.
Yes.
You have okay. You have Saraba spare parts.
Saraba spare parts.
No.
Please. The next one.
Pardon?
The next one.
The next one is Mansour spare part. I think. Yeah, Mansour spare parts. Auto
Where
parts.
the request for quotation sent to these three?
Well, that's procurement's procedures.
No,
That's
Mr.
procurement's.
Mr. Njie, you approve payment together with the CEO.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
On what basis do you approve payment?
Yes.
On what basis must you approve payment?
Most basis when the documents are provided, the necessary documents.
Exactly. Don't forget you had rejected.
A request for imprest.
You had rejected Mr. Kanyi's first request
Yes.
based on the fact that the requirements were not met.
Yes.
Is that not correct?
Yes.
So you know you have an obligation as a finance director or substantive overseeing the position to make sure that the requirements are met before payments are being authorized. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Of course,
Good.
I have agreed.
So it's on that basis that I am asking whether requests were sent to these three.
I'm not overseeing the procurement official.
No, you're overseeing the director of finance's position.
Perfect.
And so based on that, you should have paid Mr. Kanyi immediately when he came.
No.
If you had no responsibility
No.
to make sure that all the requirements are met, just pay him when he comes.
Well,
Do you understand the point?
yes.
Do you understand the logic? You would have paid him when he initially came. Why would you reject him? Your job is just make payment, just pay. But you did not do that. You told him categorically clear that the requirements were not met. Is that not the case?
Yep.
That procedures were not followed. Is that not the case?
Yep.
Sir?
Yeah,
Is that not the case?
that's the case.
So let's just follow, make sure to see whether the requirements were met the second time when payments were done. Was there a request sent?
That means the request to be sent is under the office of the Special Procurement Unit.
Was request
They
sent?
no. For me, what I'm needed is
In the file you have, was request sent?
let me have the proper request. Let me have the three quotations. Maybe they are in order.
Yes.
Let me see the request is approved,
Yes.
and the order, job order, and the
Let me read to you
Yes.
what the law says. Procedures for request for quotation.
I understand.
No, you is for the benefit of
Specifically, I understand.
Mr. Njie, can we have decorum, please?
Yes. Okay.
Can we listen to one another?
Okay.
May I proceed, Chair?
Yes.
Mr. Njie, it's for the benefit of everyone. Do you understand? That is the reason why I have to read this. Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
It says 608 procurement regulations that quotations shall be requested from at least 3 bidders. The request shall contain a clear statement of the requirements of council as to quality, quantity, terms and time of delivery, as well as any other special requirements, and shall be formed by using DPA Form 101, request for quotations. Bidders shall be given adequate time to prepare their quotations. Each bidder is permitted 1 quotation, which may not be altered or negotiated, and which shall be submitted in written form. Quotations may also be submitted by facsimile or email, or in any other form that leaves a record of the content of the communication and is acceptable to council. Do you see this? Lastly, a purchase order based on DPA Form 102, purchase order shall be placed with the bidder that provided the lowest price responsive quotation. Is that in the document? Are these in the document?
The request for quotation form is here attached.
Yes. You have requests from 3.
Yes.
But the procedure is not followed, right?
Well,
do we agree? Then you can say it's not your job.
I cannot. It should be sent.
Is it
Request
sent?
Yes, it should be sent. But I don't think it's my responsibility to go and find out from this supplier whether they have received requests for quotations. As finance, I agree. The procurement officer have to send this request for quotation to the supplier.
When I now ask you the question, whether it's your responsibility or not, you tell the commission it is not my responsibility.
Yes.
Now, when I ask the question whether there's evidence that the quotations were sent, then you can say, well, there is evidence it is sent, or no, there is evidence it is not. There's no evidence, it is not sent. The question now is, going by that document,
Yes.
do you have a request for quotation sent?
I am not aware of whether they've been sent or not.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Now, in the document you have, is it there?
The document is here. Request for quotation.
Is a request sent?
I don't know.
Going by that document. Have you seen any record where requests were sent for
Request for quotation is here from field
sent?
Attached. I am not
Altogether.
Altogether, I can't
It's about $1 million.
I can't remember altogether, yes.
It's about $1 million.
Yes.
It's about $1 million because what you have there, what is the amount?
452.
Let me give you another one, another voucher. PV 190468. What is that voucher for?
This is for the maintenance of Bulldozer D8.
And what is the?
It's 491.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you please add the two figures?
About 950 something thousand.
900, just have the exact figure. Yes. What is the first amount? The figure. The first voucher.
The first voucher is 452,504.
452,544.
Yeah.
$452,544.
Plus 491,276.
That's the second one.
492,276. 491,276.
The total will be $943,820.
Yep.
Correct?
Yes.
And the initial voucher I gave you, the first one, PV 190378, with respect to an amount of $122,500. Do you recall that? Right? It makes it $1,066,320. Is that within RFQ or above RFQ?
Well, if you combine them together, it's beyond RFQ.
It's beyond RFQ.
But
why would you combine them together? It is one dealer.
Practically it's one dealer, but it depends on the request that come to us by the technical department.
No, it's one dealer, one maintenance.
Yeah.
You're maintaining D8, D9.
Yes.
It's one transaction. One issue. The issues are not separate. They are not different. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that they are not different?
Well, I cannot tell because I'm not technically minded on these machines.
No. You are in charge of finance.
Finance, yes.
Yes.
But if a request comes to me, I'm not the one to decide the procurement method.
You would not give Mr. Kanyi $1 million?
No.
So you know the amount?
Yes.
You would not give Mr. Kanyi $1 million in cash in hand?
Yes.
But you gave Mr. Kanyi on 3 separate payments through Nkolan. It's one and the same thing. Yeah. Mr. Njie,
yes.
What you were avoiding in the beginning, you had a fine way, or they had made you do it in a fine way?
It depends. As finance, it depends what we receive, the documents we receive.
Not true. You knew all these payments were the same payment that you rejected earlier. That is within your knowledge.
With respect to a contractor.
Do you agree that it is within your knowledge that these payments that you had paid in 3 installments were the same payment that you rejected earlier?
No.
You did not know?
It's not the same. It's not
you
the
did
same.
Not know?
It's not the same.
You did not know it had to do with the maintenance of
what
the
I'm
API.
saying, they are completely different. This one, we are dealing with supplier and then procurement. And procurement is the responsibility of the procurement to choose the method that he used. Either RFQ, but if the RFQ and I saw that if one voucher come with 1 million, I will not take it. If one voucher come and say, pay this invoice 1 million, I will never see that. I will not pay it. But if they go and then make sure 2 different machines, they make 2 separate requests. They are different kind of parts.
Let me read to you.
Well, for me, I can't do much just to help because these machines have been useful for the council.
Mr. Njie,
yes.
No one is helping anyone.
Yes.
When we serve this public, no one helps anyone.
Nobody.
Everyone gets paid to do their job.
Yes.
No one is offering free service. So do not use that word again that you are there to help. You are there to make sure what you are paid for at the end of the month. Hear me out. What you are paid at the end of the month is as a result of your work. No help.
That's it.
So let's stick to that. You understand that?
Yeah.
Let me read to you what Mr. Kanyi says in his statement. You will know that procurement was not followed. Due process was not followed. The supplier was already identified. Mr. Kanyi knew what he wanted to deal with, and he dealt with that individual. He went and in fact withdrew that amount of money from the account. Let me read to you the second page of his statement. He says, second page, having discussed with Lai, but before that, let me start with the first page, issue of the bulldozer. I understand that the said bulldozers were received from the Army Command in Kenya and are transported to backward dump site at the expense of KMC. I made a request for transportation of the said bulldozer through my line directorate, that of service. Next page. The said request approved, and eventually the bulldozers were transported to backward dump site. The bulldozers were not in very good order when they were transported to the dump site, and they were maintained by the council mechanic, Buba Kujabi. Do you know Buba Kujabi?
Yes.
And started operations. Later, I received the information that one of the bulldozers, D9, has a problem, and I went to the dump site and found the bulldozer being driven into a ditch at the dump site. Later on, a councillor in the person of Peter assisted the council and removed the said bulldozer from the ditch at the expense of council. Afterwards, the D8 also has some mechanical faults and needed to be repaired, during which I was introduced to Babukar Kinti, who further introduced me to some Senegalese mechanics in the name of Lai in the Gambia. You see, there's a chain. They knew who they were dealing with, and they dealt with that individual. All these three quotations were fake. They were not true. That was why you will not see any request. The list goes on. The Senegalese mechanics in the name of Lai in the Gambia. Having discussed with Lai, I told him to assess the condition of the bulldozers and get back to me, which he did, and said to me that he can fix the bulldozer at the sum of 800,000 each, while cumulatively amounted to $160,000 for the two bulldozers, which information I relayed to council through my line directorate. During the discussion, Lai requested to go with the mechanic to his mechanic workshop in Senegal for successful repair, in which information I relayed to council, and was later agreed, and subsequently Lai transported the machine to Senegal. No procurement followed. These papers you guys have, they're all fraudulent. It was just there to tidy up the issue. No procurement followed.
That's news to me.
That cannot be news to you.
Honestly.
Mr. Njie, that cannot be news to you, because Mr. Kanyi came to you and requested for money and you said no. And you said no. The knowledge was with you. You had knowledge of what was going on.
No way.
Fine. Your answer can be no, Mr. Njie.
Yes.
But what I will commend you for is initially saying no to Mr. Kanyi. We would have stuck with that and made sure the right thing was done, that procurement was done. You would have done that. But you had said something here. You said he made a big noise out of it. You said that?
Yes, sir.
And what was the consequence of that noise?
Nothing.
No. The noise made you to approve payments that you initially disregarded. You refused to accept.
But
That's
at least the relevant authorities has involved. The
Yes.
director of service,
Yes.
the mechanics,
Yes.
the stores,
Yes.
documentation have been
Agreed.
provided.
Agreed, but at least procurement was not followed as well. That's the issue, Mr. Njie. Now,
Sorry, let me just
Yes.
ask Mr. Njie.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Njie, what do you want us to take? I refer you to your statement of the 2nd of May 2023,
Yes.
where you said on the second page of your statement, on the fourth paragraph, you said on the issue of $1 million allegedly paid to Kanjura Kanyi for a trip to Dakar, I have no knowledge about. So, which of the evidence do you want us to take? Is it now that you knew how the procurement went and you paid?
It was.
Or is it that you don't know any of the issues surrounding this 1 million?
No, it was based on the questions asked to me by the investigators. He told me,
That cannot be correct, Mr. Njie.
because the question was, you gave Kanjura $1 million. Manoko, I am not aware of giving Kanjura $1 million. That's, I have no knowledge of that.
But your statement is saying something different. If you said you have no knowledge about, that cannot be true based on the fact that you knew there was a transaction.
That was a response in negative, ma. That was a response in negative that I didn't give Kanjura $1 million.
That is not. This is that is why I'm putting it to you.
That's right. That's right. It was a negative response to the question that nothing was given.
But do you think you should have made this statement without elaborating to explain than stopping where you stopped?
Well,
because it would have been dishonest on your side.
Just
to say, hang on, to say you did not know anything about this 1 million without further explaining. If they tell you that you have given Kanjura 1 million and you say you know nothing about it, and that is full stop, because the following statement you made is totally is not connected totally to the issue of the 1 million. So therefore, it cannot be right if you say you were answering this in the negative.
Yeah.
Because the following statement is referring to deleted receipts in the system. So I believe that what you said here cannot be true, because you needed to have expanded on this issue to show that, yes, they came, they said they wanted me to pay 1 million. I said it did not follow due process. Therefore, I cannot pay 1 million, and therefore the issue of 1 million did not arise.
That's why I expanded today. That's why I elaborated more on this today, ma.
Okay. It will be correct that this statement is incorrect.
I have elaborated today, ma.
No, I'm saying, is it correct? Do you still maintain this statement?
Well,
no, it's your evidence. It's not my evidence.
Well, for me, yeah, it was like a negative response.
We take it that you maintain your statement that you have given.
Yes, thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes, we apply to tender payment voucher. Carnival Municipal Council payment voucher 200283. Oh, sorry, before that. 190378 with its necessary supporting documents. May we please have the other vouchers that you have? Other two vouchers, payment voucher 190468, amount is $491,276. And the third is payment voucher 190469, $450,504. Evidence as an exhibit.
Now, Mr. Njie, before I admit the vouchers, you've talked about the issue of this Golan company, that it might be engaged in other business. Is that what you said?
Well, yes.
That is what you said?
Yes.
Okay, we will, when I admit the documents, I will refer you to the document that says otherwise.
Okay. I'm not saying exactly that he's doing that, but I'm saying that he's a contractor, he's willing to provide services and ready to sign a contract with the council. I expect him to deliver.
How many vouchers did you present for admission?
It should be 3, I believe.
Yes. A payment voucher dated the 8th of July 2019 with the description landfill maintenance. The pay is Golan Construction and Trading Enterprise. And attached to this voucher is a bundle of documents. Relative to the transactions that are being paid for in the said voucher. The second voucher is dated the 18th of July 2019, and the pay is Golan Construction and Trading Enterprise. The payment voucher number is PV 190469. And also attached to the said payment voucher is a bundle of documents relative to the payment being made on the said voucher. The last payment voucher is dated 18th of July 2019 with PV number PV 190458, and attached to this PV are a bundle of documents relative to the payment stated in the referred to voucher. These 3 vouchers are admitted in a bundle as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/SN/KMC/004.
As the Commission places.
Now, Council, just 1 minute, let me just. Now, please look at, I'm giving you PV 190468, and please read out to us type of business. And this is the certificate of suppliers through contractors and registration from GPPA. What does it indicate, Mr. Njie?
Yeah, it indicates registered with the GPPA Public Procurement Authority.
Yes.
Type of business construction only.
Yes.
This certificate is valid 31st day of December 2019.
Yes.
Yes.
So, under the rules, would it have been correct to give this person the contract when the GPPA certificate is very specific? It says construction only. Or is there any waiver that has been presented to you to be able to pay,
Well,
considering what is given
this,
as the certificate?
well, for us, this construction only could refer to any construction.
Yes, but does it entail business in engineering and spare parts maintenance and procurement?
I cannot tell.
You cannot tell.
Honestly.
But is this clear that this Golan is only given to engage in construction only?
Well, based on this, you can reject or accept, based on your opinion and your,
Based on opinion.
and your judgment, yes. Because if somebody presented a registered certificate from the GPPA, which indicate that he can do construction, well, you can say that
It says construction and
Yes.
it's added only.
only, yes, construction.
Did it not qualify it?
Well, did not,
Did it not qualify
they
it,
did not
Mr.
qualify.
Jai? It did not qualify the
no,
construction?
No,
What did, can you read that again?
type of business construction only.
All right, thank you. Can I have the document? Please hand it over to me. We can proceed.
Golan trading, 85,000.
Can I proceed? PV number 283. Into evidence as an exhibit.
Now, Mr. Njie, as the finance person,
Yes.
the earlier exhibit LGC/SN/KMC/004, your exhibit, the description in your exhibit, the head of the description is 8003815, and the description is landfill maintenance.
Yes.
How does it relate to the maintenance of the bulldozers? Because my understanding of landfill is different from the maintenance of equipment.
Yeah, the dump site involve dressing of the dump site, maintaining of the equipment at the dump site. All is lump sum in one budget.
Yes.
Landfill maintenance.
Now, if it is this not confusing and misleading?
Well, it's one cost center.
What?
It's one cost center, like the maintenance.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. I understand. That is why I referred to you to the head.
Yeah.
Because if this is a head,
Yeah.
it should have had subheads in the voucher so that it can address the particular issue that you are dealing with.
You see, we never had bulldozer of our own, and these bulldozers come.
Regardless of the fact that you
Yes.
have bulldozer, because
Yes.
whether you are buying, whether it is yours,
Yeah.
whether you are renting, you will have to dress the dump site anyway.
Yes.
So what my question is, you are not answering my question. My question is, this head, why didn't you have, as the finance person, for the purpose of clarity to understand your expenditure and to be able to do a proper reconciliation, why wouldn't you have done subheads under this head to deal with a specific issue at any point in time?
Yeah, you are right.
If you have this sub, you put in bracket whether it is A, B, or C, because when it is A, you will know that it is for the purposes of
You are
maintenance of
very
it.
right,
When
very
it is
right.
for the hiring, you know that it is for hiring of
Very
Bulldozer.
right, very
So
right.
it will be very clear.
Yeah,
it
should
will
have been
not be
break-
misleading.
Yeah, yeah, we could have been break into subhead as you said. But we initially we budgeted one line that is dressing of the back of the website, that's hiring of Bulldozer.
Yes.
And then and that amount.
So it's totally different,
Yeah,
because when you talk
yes,
to the layperson,
I agree.
and if somebody who is not a finance person
Will not
understand this,
Exactly.
because what he will understand is that this is landfill maintenance.
Yeah.
Landfill for a dump site is
Yeah.
a The payment voucher dated 14th of January 2020 with PV number PV 200283 with the payee is Golan Construction and Trading Enterprise, and the description is being final payment for the cost of maintenance and transportation of Bulldozer 8 and 9 from Dakar as per IPO number 0000561009. This, attached to this, is a bundle of documents in relation to the description in the said voucher. The voucher is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as FGC/SN/KMC/005.
As the Commission please.
Sorry, let me just ask one question. Now, the inconsistency and the possibility of fraud is further exhibited in this voucher, because if, based on your explanation, you have that subhead which is 800, etc., and you now have a subhead which is 700701, how can you explain that?
That one is the vehicle maintenance heads specifically, 70.
70.
Yes.
So why didn't you use this one instead of using 800?
If you use that one, and then you will overspend the vehicle maintenance, and the landfill budget is there lying down, not used, because we are not hiring.
But you have, Mr. Njie, you have processes and procedures of hiring from your budget lines. If there is a deficit in one, and there is a resource in another one.
That's right.
Or you did not do your budgeting properly to ensure the dump site being your main issue in terms of taking most of your income.
Yeah.
So you were not correct in your estimation in your budget.
Well,
is that correct?
We normally
no, answer the question, then you can explain.
Estimates are estimates. Yes, you cannot get accurately 100% estimate
Thank
correctly.
you. Council, you may proceed. Can you please take it?
Are you very familiar with Mr. Kanyi's contracts as Director of Finance?
Mr. Kanye, Mr. Kanye has been having different kind of contracts. Which of them?
All of them.
Yes.
During your time as Director of Finance or acting, you should be familiar with all of his contracts. Were you?
Well, I was not part of the Establishment Appointment Committee, but I know that he's been awarded contracts many times.
He had been paid on several occasions honorariums.
Yes.
I will show you some vouchers. We have PV 211304, where he was paid honorarium of $60,060, being payment of honorarium for dump site consultant and manager for the first quarter as per memo attached. as honorarium, $150,000. And you have another voucher, $10,000 is payment of honorarium. PV 212451. Please see whether you recognize these vouchers.
I can only talk of the 10,000, but the other ones, I'm not, at the time it was my director who approved these payments.
Please come again. The others were?
The other vouchers are paid from by my director, doctor.
Dr. Keita?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Probably the only 100 room I paid is the...
Come again?
The only 100 room I paid here is the 10,000.
$10,000?
Yes.
Yeah, please tell us about $10,000. We will reserve the others for Dr. Keita. Yes?
Yes, this was in 2021, around December. Yes, when I was overseeing the finance unit, and
You
definitely
were overseeing the office in December?
Yes.
When did you start in 2021 overseeing the office?
July.
Which month did you start overseeing the office?
July, I think July or August, something like that.
July?
Yes.
Please proceed.
So he was supporting the debt recovery.
Yes.
To be honest, I was overseeing the finance.
Yes.
And then he really helped in the recovery of debts.
See, Mr. Njie,
Yes.
I had told you, no one is helping anyone in this service. People get paid to do their job.
Right.
If you think he was doing his job, you can
Right.
say he was doing his job.
Right.
No one is stopping you.
Yeah.
But using these words like helping, nobody is helping anyone. People are paying taxes. People get paid. You and I get paid.
Yes.
So no one gets to help anyone.
You're right.
Of
But
service.
the reason why I said support and help is because it was not his main function.
No.
But he did a good job at the rates unit and the debt recovery, which I can attest to. I wrote myself this request for honorarium, which I can only request and then recommend to the CEO for an honorarium of 10,000.
In that department. 2021, he had a contract as a consultant.
Yes.
So he was not supporting, he was paid for that.
Yes.
So you are misleading the commission.
He was a consultant at the time.
You are misleading the commission. That's what you are doing. Your choice of words is exactly misleading, very misleading.
Sorry, then. I don't mean to mislead.
Yeah, so because the
I don't mean to do
2021,
that.
14 January 2021, Mr. Kanyi was given a contract. It says, as per the Establishment and Appointment Committee's decision dated 7th of January 2021, I'm pleased to inform you that you have been offered an appointment on contract as debt consultant for a period of 1 year, January to December. And the allowances or the payments are outlined. Telephone allowance, $15,000. Double side allowance, $30,000. Consultancy fees, $35,000.
I quite agree with you
Yes.
that he was paid for doing his job.
Yes.
But honorarium are also paid to staffs as well who are paid salary based on their performances. But it has a rule on honorarium. It cannot be paid more than once a year. It should be
Mr.
at least,
Kanyi was on contract as a consultant, was paid outrageous amounts of money. Yet still you decided that he had to be entitled to honorarium? Mr. Njie? You can justify that to the commission. Then let them hear you.
A contract is an employment.
Okay. Go ahead. Lecture us about it.
No, I'm not lecturing. I'm saying a contract.
Tell us about it.
A contract is an employment.
Yes.
And then all employments are on contracts.
Yes. I'm here. I mean, we are still listening.
If it is a procurement process where a supplier, I will not pay a honorarium to a supplier. I will not pay a honorarium to a service provider.
The problem is we have people that do not know their job in our public service. If you are to sit here and try to justify this in a very, very, very unusual way, I mean, it's very scary. It's very scary. Instead of you just saying definitely it was wrong and we move on to other issues, you are trying to defend something that you cannot. Let me show you the contract, and you point out where it is stated that he is entitled to an honorarium. Let me show you. You read the contract, and you will tell us whether it is agreed that he will be paid an honorarium after he is paid handsomely. Is that not the contract that we are making reference to?
Well,
is that the contract we are making reference
this
to?
one.
No, I mean, that is Mr. Kanyi's file. Is that the contract in relation to his debt recovery?
Yes.
Good. Can you please read the remuneration part?
Let me read the heading first.
Okay, please.
Appointment on contract.
Okay, please go on. You got anything you want to read there?
Well, what I'm saying, appointment on contract.
Yes.
And not through the contract committee, but through the establishment appointment committee.
Yes.
Those people are the recruitment committee
Yes.
that recruits workers and employees.
Yes.
Well,
we're still listening.
the job description at the latter part could be differing.
Okay.
But what I can understand, once you are appointed through the establishment appointment committee, I can be wrong. I refer you as part of our establishment staffs.
Okay.
As an insider, as a worker, as a staff. So I think every staff, when you do very well in your work, sometimes honorarium is awarded.
Is that what you do with the other staffs? All your other staffs?
All the other staff, yes.
You have paid honorarium to all the other staffs that work for KMC?
Not all the other staff, but when somebody outstands...
98%, 99% of people that work for KMC do not have honorarium paid to them. It's a fact. Because it's not normal.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that not the case?
Thank you. Yes.
Is that not the case?
I agree.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Mr. Kani is not a staff.
Okay.
It's a consultant going by the contract. Correct? Now read the remuneration.
The remuneration is there. You have telephone allowance of 15,000,
Yes.
dump site allowance of 30,000,
Yes.
consultancy fee of 35,000. Then the condition attached on the consulting service can be outlined as follows.
Yes.
Responsible for the management of the Bakote dump site,
Yes.
develop and implement policies for the management of the dump site, mobilize resources for the implementation of the policies.
Louder, please.
Solicit partnership to manage the Bakote dump site.
Yes.
You are strictly attached to the dump site as a consultant, and you are required to consult with the Director of Services on the issue of regarding the management of the dump site.
Yes.
You shall be allocated a pool vehicle to be used during official working hours.
Yes.
You are required to conform yourself with the internal regulation of the council.
Is there anywhere that it says that he has to be given an honorarium?
Honorarium is never specified in any employment letter. Honorarium.
Is there anywhere?
No, it's not there. Sorry. Yeah.
On what basis, Mr. Njie, did you pay that honorarium?
Based on his performances on the finance.
And where or no legality? What is the legality of that?
Legality as he's a staff.
Legality. The legality. What is the legality of that? What did you rely on? Where did you derive your powers? How would you justify that payment? That is the legality. You must, when you pay somebody, There must be a legal basis for paying them. Now, what is the legality?
The legality is that we have an honorarium vote. An honorarium vote that's meant for deserving employees or staff or contractors or workers. And then once
does it also include consultants as well? Does it also include consultants as well?
Well,
does it?
Well, consultancy, it depends. Consultancy.
Does it include consultancy?
Here is confusing.
You are confusing.
No.
Let's move to other issues. I think it's very clear.
Yeah.
You cannot provide any answer to it. It's very clear you can't convince anyone. You were just dashing people money, and you took part in that, Mr. Njie. That is an offense. That is very unethical. But the other issue is he also had telephone allowances as well that were paid to him. $1,500. Do you recall this? Telephone allowances to Mr. Kanye. Mr. Kanye had a lot of money that was paid to him. He was given telephone allowance. Do you recall that?
I cannot remember.
Please come again.
I say I cannot recall. Outside the.
Did you serve in any period in 2020 as finance director, acting?
Yeah, up to March, yeah.
Up to March?
To February ending, March, yeah. February ending, yeah.
You were not there in June?
No.
Did you pay $1,500 to Mr. Kanye for telephone allowance during your time?
I cannot remember.
You cannot recall that?
No.
Now, the dump site allowance, let me show you some of these vouchers. Please go through it. Advise us whether that's your time, if any. We applied to tender the PV, the voucher number 212451 into evidence.
A voucher dated the 24th of December 2021 with PV number PV21-2451. The payee is Mustapha Kanjura, and the description is Mayor's Office Honorarium. And attached to this payment voucher is the memo from the Acting Director of Finance to the Chief Executive Officer, and is copied to the Lord Mayor. And this memo has a reference KMC/FIN/342 and is dated 23rd of December 2021. And the subject is honorarium. It is signed by Serif Njie. This voucher is admitted together with its attachment, is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/SN/KMC/006.
as the,
Yes, just one question. Mr. Njie, I'm giving you the 2020 annual plan and budget. And please tell me, under what heading is the payment of honorarium captured in this budget? Because the income expenditure is clearly stated, and everything that you are getting from your expenditure and everything you are expending on is provided for. Please show me where honorarium is catered for. Is it there, Mr. Njie? It's on the first page. Is it there?
It falls.
Mr. Njie, on the income column,
Under?
under the income column or the expenditure column, can you check? The income is not part of what I'm saying, but on the first page, you have at the top right-hand corner, you have the income, and then underneath you have the expenditure. Yes. And the expenditure, under expenditure, all the issues that's supposed to be expended for which year?
2020.
2020.
Yes.
What was the preceding year?
The preceding year,
Yes.
well, the budget is not here to tell the preceding year.
Now, if you say it should fall under staff incentive,
Yes.
was Mr. Kanji a staff?
Well, as far as Mr. Kanji was hired by the Establishment and Appointment Committee, we refer him as a staff, because once it was hired by the contract committee, then we can know that it's an outsider. But once it's appointed...
Now, under that budget,
yes.
Just hang on, under that budget,
yes.
in your budget notes, what did you say the incentive should entail? Because a budget should have budget notes. This one, under the notes, what does it say that the incentive should entail?
No, under this budget head, we only highlight the administrative expenses, but not specifically by item.
It will not highlight by item?
By item, no.
Why?
Well, it was how the notes were
So
prepared.
what should be contained in your budgetary notes? Is it not an explanation of what should be expended on any head?
Yeah, it depends on how you break the expenditure on the budgetary notes.
Thank you,
No?
sir. Can you bring them?
Thank you.
And by the way, Mr. Njie,
Yes.
going by this budget, you could not have this, what you said, even assuming, you understand, that we even consider what you are saying, there is evidence that so much honorarium has been paid during this period, which far exceeds this amount, which is even more than million. And what was budgeted for was 100 and something. But we will get to that when we look at the vouchers.
Okay.
You can proceed.
yeah, do you have any of my vouchers?
Yes, I have here about
What voucher do you have with you?
I have here one Mustapha Kanyi,
Yes.
allowance for final, downside allowance for the final quarter 2021,
Yes.
80,000.
Was that your time?
Yes.
Okay. And the other one?
The other one also is being payment of 25% gratuity allowance at the end of contract from January 2022 to September.
Can you please speak up loud?
To September 2022, 60,000 to Mustapha Kanjura.
Is that a voucher?
Yes.
Was he paid?
Yes, was paid.
He was paid gratuity.
Yeah, gratuity, yes.
Was he entitled to that?
To my opinion here, yes, he was entitled.
He was?
To my opinion, because it was a contract.
So
those who are on contracts are always paid 25% gratuity.
can you guide us through?
Based on the GO.
Can you guide us? Let me see. Where in the GO? What other voucher do you have? Is that all?
This one is request for fuel and lubricant,
Yes?
2,500.
Yes.
Was paid as imprest to Mustapha Kanjura.
Let me please have. And these are all that's your time?
Yeah, these are my time. And the other two are not mine. The other two was in January 2021, paid by Dr. Keta. The other one was signed by finance manager.
Yes. Let me just have the one that you were acting as the finance director.
Yeah, these are the two that.
And please return the rest.
This is mine. This is.
Let me first have the documents admitted, and we can now discuss it. We apply to tender the following payment vouchers. PV, KMC PV 22000939, 17th of October 2022, is in relation to a payment of 25% gratuity allowance at the end of his contract from January 2022 to September 2022 with this necessary support. Dump site allowance for the final as per request attached. Together with the contract. We have payment of dump site allowance of Zakani, $80,000, 19 September 2022. And payment of fuel for ongoing investigation team at buffer zone and backward dump site as per attached. PV 181218. All into evidence as an exhibit.
A voucher dated the 5th of November 2018 with PV number PV18-1218. The payee is Kan Mustapha Kani, and the description is fuel and lubricants. The voucher dated the 14th of March 2022 with voucher number KMC PV 22000008. The payee is Kan Mustapha Kani, and the description is domicile allowance for the final quarter of 2021 as per request attached. Voucher dated 19th of September 2022 with PV number KMC PV 22000752. The payee is Kan Mustapha Kani. The payment in respect of, that is the subject, being payment of domicile allowance for Mr. Kan Mustapha Kani for quarter ending September 2022 as per letter attached. A voucher dated 17th of October 2022 with PV, that is the voucher number KMC PV 2200000939, and the payee is Kan Mustapha Kani, and the subject is being payment of 25% gratuity allowance at the end of the contract from January 2022 to September 2022 as per attached. These 4 vouchers are admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/SN/KMC/007.
As the Commission pleases, may I please have Exhibit 007 in relation to the payment of the gratuity? Mr. Njie, let me show you the exhibit in relation to the payment of gratuity to Mr. Kani. Please, can you guide us through that voucher? What is the description of the voucher?
Being 25% gratuity payment.
Okay, and what are the necessary supporting documents attached to that voucher? There's a request?
There's a request
From
the domicile consultant, Kan Mustapha Kani.
address to?
Address to the CEO.
Is anyone copied?
No.
No one is copied.
No one's copied.
Now, what is the content?
Request for gratuity. I like to request for my gratuity allowance at the end of my contract.
Yes. Please proceed.
Yes.
That's not all.
Reference made to the contract document that 25% payment of gratuity shall be made at the end of my contract.
What does that mean?
That means he is referring to a terms in the contract that 25% is required to be paid.
Now, is the contract attached?
Yeah, the contract is attached.
And is the 25% payment in the contract? Is it stipulated in the contract?
At the second to the third to last paragraph, the contract is based on satisfactory report of your performance and a conduct. 25% of annual salary shall be paid to you as gratuity at the end of the contract period.
25% off?
Huh?
25% off?
25%
Of what?
of the total annual earning
Shall be paid?
as gratuity.
Let me have the contract. Now, Mr. Njie, how do you determine whether Mr. Kanye had performed his functions to a satisfactory level?
Say again.
How do you determine that Mr. Kanye has performed satisfactorily with respect to his contract?
Mr. Kanye is not working under my department.
It's not?
He was not under my department.
Yes.
He worked under the service department.
Yes.
So those are the ones who should be determining his.
Is there any assessment done?
Pardon?
Is there any assessment done?
It has to be done by the department services.
It's hard to?
It's supposed to be done by the directorate of the services.
Now, was that done?
Well,
I'm asking, was that done?
that was not to my knowledge.
So, on what basis was this paid?
Was based on the contract.
On the contract?
Yes.
No, the contract said on satisfactory report of your performance and conduct. Was that process exhausted?
I could remember that this was
Is
discussed.
the answer no or yes?
Well, there was a point it was provided. I could remember.
Mr. Njie.
In this particular
Mr.
case,
Njie.
yes.
You see, my problem is when there is no evidence,
Yes.
you can try to come up with explanations.
Yes.
When there is evidence, just be very much finance. Whether payment is legitimate or not. Is that not the case?
Yeah, that's the case.
So, for payment to be legitimate, all the necessary requirements must be met.
That's
Do you
right.
agree with that?
That's agree.
And that's your responsibility.
I agree.
Together with the CEO, of course.
And the audit as well.
Absolutely. But you're the one sitting here, Mr. Njie.
Yeah.
Did you perform that oversight function?
That's
Is the answer no or yes?
no.
Good. We have other allowances that were paid, honorariums that were paid to Mr. Khan. 15 October 2021, were you the substantive acting director of finance?
October, yes.
We have payment of honorarium for effective and efficient managing the job site as per attached. That's the voucher number is KMCPV 21001497. It is an exhibit already admitted LGC 15. Well, I can't read this. 15. KMC 003. It has a request for honorarium requested by the SUSO for Mr. Khan. Please go through this. It's two. One is for $50,000, the other is for $6,000, correct?
Yes.
And you authorize payment for these two?
Well, we process the payment, but approved, authorized by the CEO.
There are two individuals that can sign authorized payment, the CEO and the Director of Finance.
But the initial request was sent to the CEO for approval.
Yes.
With the CEO approved.
Yes.
Directly to the Deputy Director of Finance. He approved it for me to process.
Yes. For you to process?
Yes.
What do you mean for you to process? What was your capacity in that period?
Sir,
what was your capacity? Which capacity were you acting?
I was the Deputy Director of Finance.
Overseeing the Office of
Overseeing
the
the Finance, yes.
Yes. So you just don't process, you advise. You just don't process, you have the authority to say, I cannot sign this because it's not legitimate, correct? Correct? Do you have the authority? Do you have the mandate to say, I cannot sign this because it's not authentic? It's a question, sir.
Well, if I found anything that's not right
Yes.
on the payment,
Yes.
I will automatically advise
That it should not be paid.
It should not be paid.
That is the line of my question.
Yes.
The idea that the Office of the Director of Finance reserves the right
obviously.
to query
Yeah.
or disagree with the CEO
Yeah.
based on pure financial grounds.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah.
Now, what is that honorarium about?
This honorarium is requested by the Human Resource Department
Yes.
on behalf of Mustapha Kanjura,
Yes.
based on the report he submitted,
Yes.
endorsed by the line director,
Yes.
and then approved by the CEO.
Yes.
Then it comes to our decks as finance. We assume, we feel, we understand based on our opinion, it has passed through the relevant authorities and is approved and is paid. And we process
On
it.
what basis was that payment made? Can I have the voucher? What is the basis of the payment? Oh, please just go through. What is the basis of that payment?
The base of the payment is the activity report from the dump site.
So it's agreed that Mr. Kanyi should provide an activity report and he should be paid?
Pardon?
Is it agreed anywhere in his contract that he has to be paid based on a report?
In the agreement, there is no honorarium as per se.
Is it agreed that Mr. Kanyi should be paid $50,000 upon providing a report from the dump site? Is the answer no?
No.
So why did you assign that voucher for him to be paid that amount?
Because it's a recommend from the unit head or the Department of Directorates approved by the CEO.
So anything approved by the CEO is automatically approved by the Director of Finance?
Not like that. Not like that.
So it's like what then?
Then this one is an honorarium. Honorarium is
the payment lawful, Mr. Njie?
Yes.
Is it lawful? This payment is lawful. Is that what you are saying?
Well, to my opinion, is lawful.
Do you consider yourself as an honest person, Mr. Njie? Do you consider yourself genuinely as an honest person?
Well, if you are in my shoes, you will not know what's happened, what transpired.
Tell us.
That's what I've been witness. I'm telling you,
Tell us what transpired.
we are a separate unit. This person works in a separate department.
Yes.
I don't know the challenges and the work he goes through.
Yes.
So if at all his unit head
Yes.
and the HR unit recommend for the honorarium
Yes.
approved by the CEO.
Right.
Well,
Let me respectfully cut you short.
yes.
I believe it's Madam
Yes,
Chairperson.
we're
Is
getting to
time.
before
Yes.
they take the signal. But let me just put to Mr. Njie. The account transaction from 1st of is it August? I think August. I'll confirm when we come back. To 30th of June 2022. You made payments of 131,123,569.44. All of these payments did not follow due process. They are vouchers.
I cannot get it clearly.
You made payments.
Yes.
Amounting to 131 million.
Yes.
123,569.
Yes.
1.44.
Yes.
None of them are correct and follow due process.
None of them follow the due process.
Yes. We'll deal with it when we come back. We may rise.
For the top spot, 23rd November 2024 at 7:30 p.m. sharp, Benjamin Hall. Vote for your favorite act now. Simply text your name from your Comium line to 1800. Advance tickets $300 and $400 at the gate. The school with the highest attendance will walk away with a special award. Secure your table. Platinum for $100,000, gold $75,000, VIP individual $1,500, and silver $50,000. Tickets available at all Comium branches, Cash Up Caraba Avenue and FRS Money at Cooperative. For more information, please call 6488-703 or 66-61644. This event is proudly sponsored by Sadhguru Travel, DND American Shop, Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation, and proudly sponsored by
Comium. We are better together.
Yes, mi fambulem. Unu kushe unu kabo. Unu all do. This na your program. This na me program. This na unu program. This na aku program where we all put it together and call how the go they go. Inside how the go they go, we go get correct news, live interview, entertainment, and not up there. We go also get educative program where we go educate ourselves. Lord have mercy, it no go easy. For sake of that, GRTS, what team up Kidiba now this country for fiscal information to now and entertainment. Don't join on with Honorable Hassan for bring this program to now live na GRTS. For more information, you can contact the number you're waiting at the screen. It no go funny and it no go easy and it no go regret up. Thanks so now all. God bless Unu. This now Unu young program. How they go where they come live na GRTS.
dinañ leen indil jotaay bu am solo waxtaanee lamb ci tolluwaayam ci biir réew mi ak li ko wër fësal aada ak cosaan buñ ne leen cumbukaay xam ngeen la ciy lamboo dinañ leen indil lépp lu gën a fës ci tolluwaay luy doole lamb dinañ addu ci li nga xam ne mooy xew-xew yu ñu dëkkmal mooy ak yi passé dinañ waxtaanee current issues ak lépp lu jëm ci tolluwaay lamb dinañ engage stakeholders Gambia Wrestling Association promoters yi mbër yi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo nekk athlètes yi ak mboolem ñëpp ñu nga xam ne dañuy faral di topp lambi Gambia boo leen bëggee xam leer ci lambi Gambia topp leen jotaay ji di exclusive ci mbukaay fii ci Gambia Radio and Television Services di ngeen ci ànd ak ñun dimanche bu nekk maam jibi ci exclusive ci mbukaay kacha ni mu lokum programme ci min kanale GRTS tenen lungola kabo talam woro wurarola kata talam woro wurarola aka sayin kam fanan aramisa lungola talam woro wurarola alnal badima sidi sirifshise kacha ateleka kambe ngo sabatindi kacha ateleka mafukoto larango findindi wota programme o kanalda
in Swedish jur mooy rab so fii lu nekk la pour jàngale xale yi naka ngay toppatoo jur naka nga koy jox élève bu élève naka nga koy yor ak ñoom la nay seen soxla.
feebar sibiru mooy nekk ne feebar bi nga xam ne yow moo ko waral su la maatee yow mi nga xam ne yaa ngi amee doomi jàngoro feebar bi su maatee keneen dina ko wala feebar bi loolu si gàttal mooy feebar sibiru.
muskonomal muso na kuro soundala ala karfolo ayta nos nara nos na kurangolam isa jara nara ko konolam isa topoto isa si fansila boro dela
nañ continuer di dem l'hôpital muna am pengu yi num waré ci suñ xalé yi
wala tel nga minje wala ñinti ko muso anyanda ka susundiro ke nole atara man ko ya ko so natara mari aya fam prepare ahead kabrin ko na waya watu fo kabrin mu watu aman silan ko so taji no family members sol fana ya support ka kan do be ku maya dale
Assalamu alaikum badol ngal kontrong GRTS television of fanna la karola kontrondro tambin kola bi tenemo min kanyanta november karoti lina noma mbe sango men konon sinati lo kibarol sindal makabna le GRTS television of fanna la karola kibar kong la karola albamola bankola minister min fana min marlin tanina do ko woni kata fuloro barkarong na fanna la karola honorable Ibrahim Silla intemmenna aningal fa kafo men fana be silo kan intemmenna ebe silo le fana kumpa bokan men sira kanyan kilometer tallulu ñu hako ebe silo le min fana ndoko kan kanifin municipality anin kata fo West Coast region ebe ñin kumpa boro le fana kanten komel baji kanyaminna hanimbe kilo kibar kon la karola albamola alfal men fana be jato la doko bunda fana la karola e ka fo men commande free mobile health clinic e ñil fana mu ka fo leti ebe to ñin temmenna min fana ngetew city ni na jaro fana la karola surtout ni nata dinkiral min fana ngalon ko isoro kuliyata nyin tamenna e bobi ton simvale fana kantin e nyin ke daylo min fana kan ani muna fang min fana mba koma na le no masata na kibaro lo fana la karola e be don abbe fana be seniala hani me kibar ko na karola albamola e ka fo min fana commande advocacy group woni kaduna la kabuba min fana commande action aid nyin tamenna wala fana ngajombor ba fana commande e kamen commande nationwide empowerment campaign ni campaign ñoo ñu fonna la karola pour kanjol min fona be dinkiralo time pour si ni si sino ñamene si kacha ndon ila ñin kacha be lañu ko boboro fonna la karola ya ke dalilo min fona kan pour ka ñingal fal fona tare dinkiral do time kibar ko na karola hanim bi albamola bitum amerique banko kan bitum mu ñimmo fulo ni nata ni min fona ñante ñoo se ya fonna la karola president ñino fonna la karola Kamala Harris ani Donald Trump nille fana be kumbenna ni na tak president ya sira nyini fanna na karola intemme be sate balle fana wolenka ela banko nyinkan nimme nata kanye nyinkate fo men fana nyanta kanya na samama wala nyanda kala america la president tannani anin tan woro wala nyawti tannani ani woro wala nyaw 47 president of the United States adel jibir la nyimalu lamor la nyimalu men fana be tribunal kibaro no masada kanye intemmenna kalbe taren tarengal tonal konton kala sarmulla allah badi malem baka kala jula wala tilbulo kibaro le sinde kalma me fonoro surunta ala alkana mamman ni muruta nan hanim bin nar sina tenten ka tilbulo kibaro le sindal makabna la jarta television o fanna la karola badolo hanimbi kaltantu kalni mbara damintu ngalon ko mbuta o foniro sudon fonna la karola mbadati lale damintu bankola ministry do ko bonna min fana min marlin tanina do ko woni kata foloro barkare mo fonna la karola na la kilo bama alfa min fana ngani do ko bonna nyum fana kuntun kaya honorable Ibrahim Silla ani ngal fal min fana be silo kanyin temmenna sila do ko fonna la karola e be dinkral min fana kumpa bo kan nyum projet to ni wala safo ni sila do ko be kere dinkral min fana to akumba boro ni e men fanan sodon men fanan kanyanta ni sibili tambilama ni silolu men sita kanyan kilometer talulu ñu hako e silolu min fanan do ku kan kanifi municipality woni kata fo West Coast region e silolu do ku ka wodi kranyini fanando ndo ñi silo ñili hanim bi nala kilo bama ñi sila do ko fanala karo ñili fanam bebe e projet lo fanan koto e ka projet men fanan ko men OIC project ñi projet o fanan bo do e bito ñi do ko bundale fanan koto do ko lalo men fanan men ñi do ko bunda ñi fanala karola e kamen ko ni consultants and contractors e nata lahido dide wala e nata banke banko man sekunda wato men fanan dila janno wato fanan be kempela ina taytandi ko neade den daman soy e fanan be mammanale kaje ko do ko fanan su kon fano nyamenna janning o wato fanan be sila kumal baje kan nyamenna minister sila aningal falmen fanan be silo kan kumpo boro fanala karola nimero do engineers min fanan bota e kado ko bonda men kumandi national road authority bonda men fanan marling ni na da sila do ko kulu tamandi nya fanala karola ni tammenna be crossiro tamandi kanne sila do ko men fanan be keri nyin tammenna kaje ko iba mansakunda dila dalilo men fanan kan silo si nyinya ani silo fanan se barakano nyamenna abi banke ka wati men honorable Ibrahim Silla ana tanyi letandi ko abi nyin kumba boro men fanan kantin ani al fal men fanan be silo kan ko banko mansakunda saso men fanan di nyin bundalu wala nyin do kulalo ka long anin kaje ko do kul fanan sike ko banko mansakunda la fi nyamenna ani hamoni ngande men fanan banko mansakunda to honorable Silla nata lahido di jamara hamanula pour silo lu mol fanan se silo nyil fanan muta ko itelle fanan tamu bito ikanaje ko banko man sakunda le tamu ba ni yaje o jerinya fanna la korola akobe na kala kol ya kolete isaje dron comité le tamu itelle fanan bele na fulul fanan dépenser kan e silo nyim fanna la korola kuma la ko min fanan nata banke kuma baje kan nyamenna bito wol fanan be nata ila sewone du sulay tandi kuma baje kan nyamenna menkete le consultant olti woni kata fo contractual fanna la korola comme ngai tanda le nyamenna ila hido dile banke de ko kaytandi ko eɓe dow ko ñum fanan bitun kum fala danni banko man sakunda wato men fanandila ina to lahido di e tumo men ate ministre sila aningal fan men fanan be silo kan e kumba boro men fanake ka futa ñin dinkrani to nimbodo do hanimbi tilibulo kibaro la karola e ka patro men commandi di National People's Party NPP intemmena kibaro nata danke nandi ko ila ledi councilolu e carte fay ledi councilolu men fananye men sida kanya ledi council worwulo ñu hako kanifi municipality intemmena yebbe mbale fanan kumandi kamen kumani major rally NPP bureau men fanan felindi Churchilltown e bidon bengo nyum fanan kanyanta ni juma tambilale nal hakilo bama e nyimbe men fanan kumandi ten NPP party of fanala karola alfalo kunu kumbalo men fanan bebote kamen fanan kumandi brass of the NPP men fanan beboto party nyum fanala karola inata kenso nyokan e Churchilltown o bureau men fanan bodin kiranyunton enyi musu nyaton kolo ikamen komandi lady councilors enyi mo woro lolu e carte fa min fananye komal baje kan nyamenna dongni ya dati tala woro ma fanna wurarada bitun kasele wo santo katafo suto ma fanna karola mabe la jamal komal baje kan nyamenna bitun musol nate la sewoni la jusula fanangi tande tumo men ko mi albaje kan nyamenna mabe la jamal men fanam mabeta abolu kono di deputy speaker of the National Assembly honorable Sidi Njie ana tanyi letandi ko tonya ye carte fayni musol men fananye banko man sakunda e tamaya ni jiki bale fanan sodoto surtout carte faylal men fananye la carte fanan bondi kele carte fanan fayi enyi musolie honorable Njie nata itandi ko carte faylal nata tamaya ni jiki bale fanan sodoto woto yo tamaya ni jiko men fanan sodoto ana tanyi letandi ko e so lahidul fanan ma fade Allah hido ma fa akana da banko man sakunda da manade bari min fanan ngaji ko fanan sodoto akoy si ko fele o mol fananna o tundol wono dinkira façon lo e pour si mure kan e bitu yakaro men fanan sodoto o yakaro no jikolo pour sol fanan ma fano nyamenna kuma baje kan nyamenna hanimbi honorable Njie nata itandi banko man sakunda ala nyatan ka ko His Excellency President Adama Barrow e be tallallore nyi ledi kansulolu nyi mo worulolu e nyi men fanan e bitun tombon wala savoy carte fay men fananye comme kuma la koton men fanan be banke kan kuma baje kan nyamenna ndey sumare ledi kansulolu mu bundun constituency madam sumare nata nyi letandi ko ako to nya bitun o tundo nyin kan wala o nin kada fo din kada koton woni carte faytel men fanan be jama mole jikolo fanan sodoto ako dum ina da danda man so wo jikolu yemin fanan sodoto abitun ako wo jikolu ibolu fanan ma falade dum na tanyele tande ko tonya ko le akol men fanan katar lari ila mol fanan kan dinkiral do tarin ibajile la ko o koliya kolu iso makato bayno nyamenna ko koliya ko kolu fanan buruka ebitu mol fanan kan suru dinkral min fanan ngalon ko min nge tombon ke sugande ka quartier fanan dila kumal baje kanya menna aketa bitum be mbal fananti men keta Georgetown NPP la biro men fanan bo dinkra nyunto tumo men ma be la jamalo men fanan ma beta yenyi musolo ye quartier fanyi musu worolol men fananye kumal baje kanya menna nimborodo hanimbi mbadu tilibulo kibaro la karola atel men fanan tilo kibaro no masada kanyinte menna e ka men kumandi network against gender based violence nyimu ka fulete min fanan bilori mo fula sola fitno ni mantoro men fanan bilare musul fanan kan poliso fanan burkano nyamenna ini bunda men fanan tafawta bon kala ministry do ko bonna men fanan marlin jato la kende ala nyintemmenna woni ka kafo men fanan kumandi nyim fanan mu kafuleti men fanan ngele samoto dum kafuta dinkiral la karola dinkiral to men fanan be Central River region ninkullo ba koma pour ka jararo fanan di Central River region satul min fanan bo dinkira nyunto soto ni nata satul min fanan ngalon ko ka foto dinkira façon to aka ko liya bake e kamen commande hard to reach areas ya wulinde wala fanan kamma men zida kan sate kemelulu nyu hako ibe yilari memma ko nyanta futa satul min fanan ma bunda men fanan men nyundo ko nyum fanan ko men fanan nge depensi e kaduna la ka fo men commande United Nations Agency for Population Affairs jamaka ka fo men fanan commande UNFPA wala fanan be ebeto nyin koma wala fana nga depensiro fana tamande comme Salamin Cissé aba sada kanya menna ako mona fon jamal le fana be nyin koma ebeto nyin kafo molu ye fam bondi ye fan sugandi bure kante dalasi kante kafuta silal men fana bo tundo nyi kan Central River region ako mu muna fambale fananti banku di kende yalamu ye nyi nyani kende le fana nyi tandi ebeto banku nyin kan amanko comme silal men fana damambe Central River region ate borin ko laje UNFPA alfa men fana be siring itola banko nyinkan ana tanyi letandi tonya ako kumaya men fana be e kamen kumandi free mobile medical clinic ibe nyin jarro men fana ke kantin bure kante ako kumaya men fana bala akabe chalendir ku jamal fana bayla kol ya kol men fana be laring ni nata musol la karola e kalfa men kumandi madam Joy ako musol la karola kol ya ko men fana katar laring musukunda kan anin kata fo dindin kunda la karola surtout ni nata dinkiral men fana ngalon ko dinkiral min fona ngalon pour ka wodi dinkira façon fona soton aka koliya bakele de ate UNFPA alfa men fona be siringi tola banko nyinkan nyin e wona nyon kalma kotonglu ana sada reke kumaya men fona be nyin jarro men fona kumandi the chief executive officer jama kabunda men fona kumandi CEO bansang leptano to Dr. Masere Njie woni kata fo di deputy governor men fona be wotundo nyinkan Central River region Mr. Seni Mbai barikadati ni di si wala bansan leptano to Dr. Masire Njie ana tanyi letandi ko kumaya men fanan be nyin jara lalo wala nyin kafo mol men fanan ye fan sugandi ten ako ibela do ko le fanan sonandi lebulu surtout tel do ko lalo men fanan bo siyo nyin to Central River region pour kananan e bitun ka makoro simfa fanan tamandi e bitu itel fanan nye woni kata fo tundo nyi mumela be ate deputy governor men fanan bo tundo nyin kan ate deputy governor Mr. Seni Mbai nyin ka fo molu ke tendu ke ni mbara bake hanimbi Mr. Njie na taytandi ako banko man sakunda ta be kenola nin ka fo findita comme nyin ka fo fanan be nyamenna wana nyon ka fo kotonglo ako nyile mu banku do koti nyile mu banku din kende yati kaytandi ko banko man sakunda ta dam man kenola hanimbi ako nyimbe be den menna dron ati deputy governor Mbai banko man sakunda la ngabadalo banko man sakunda hamoni nganyo men fanan soton ni na jato la kende bunda fana la karola pour o bunda nyin ka tobendi kalonde mo fula sonla comme mbe baaje kanya menna nyin ka fo molu e dur koto men fonanta mani ka futa Central River region min sida kanya sate kemelulu nyu hakoma surtout din kila min fona ngalon ko din kira façon soton wala ko sate façon fonan soton aka ko liya bakele e bo bitun jarale simfalle fonanta mani kan comme mbe baaje je kanya menna Central River region CRR nimbodo hanimbi tilo kibaro la karola ibe kidimandiro men fanan ke kan pour musola dabulo fanna la karola ni nada kidi bundal fanna la karola ni kidi bundal fanna la karola e kamen kuma district tribunals ndemina ko fanan be daraja kam bakele e bitu nyin temenna e kantiol men fanan tari dinkiral do tari kaje ko musola kan fanan si mono nyamenna ani si musol fanan kundi ni nata ko ay ka ko fanan dati dinkira men fanan to pour musol fanan si ko kunton kaya komi kewul fanan ka ko fanan kunton kaya nyamenna intembenna edin kraja malle fanantari ini men fanange bulo di nyola mitino fanna la karola
abol kono Kuntawre area council ini sita kene anin kene Basse area council Janjanburu area council ni council do ko bunda sabolo komal baje kanyamenna Mr. Seku Dabo abe sadar ke kawati menna kuma men fana be nyin campaign nyin fananna Mr. Dabo na taitandi tonya akwa kuma men fana mbala akuma el fana siadale surtout kantiol men fana mbo tundol kantari pour so kantiol fana tarno nyamenna ka sadar ke wonin kaytandirke ko le ko men fana be lare musukunda kan ni nata ko me nyande fande bitung muna fannal min fananna abo ko lewol kool kono ni nadanna fulo fannala karola anin ka kasabirike wala kaytandirke ni musol fannala karola ni nata nyin kiti bundal karola e kamen commandiri numeration of tribunal members bitung ka yitandirke ni musol la karola ni nata nyin kiti bundal fannala karola komi ate Mr. Seku Dabo baytande kanyamenna ni fana mo musoleti men fana be nyin kiti bundal karola kamen command a female tribunal member nata nyi letandi nata sadar ke jates tumo menna anin kibartalalu isita kene anin kene anata nyele tandiko kuma men fanambe musolla dabulo fanala karola ni nata kito la kulu tamande nya fanala karola anata nyele tandiko tonya ko sewo warta musukunda kan bakel kumal baje kan nyamenna komi mba mansata fati aba sada kan nyamenna tumo menna be nyin simfal min fananta mande kan kuma men fanan soton ani munafang men fanan bala ni nata ka musukunda fanan mako no nyamenna pour isila bitu lon kansin fal fanan bambandi ni nata le do ko tamande nya fanala karola campaign ni na nyaton ko women's right desk at action aid Gambia nyindo ko bunda nyum fanala karola campaign nyum fanana nyaton ko Madam Binta Cisse nata satarke kaydan ko sulo bijelede to increase inclusion of women in district tribunals nyin kite bundalu men fana men sando satol kono tari wala na tundol kan tari pour musola dabulo wala musola yiriko fana se siano nyamenna o kite bundal fanna la karola Madam Cisse na taytandi nim musol yiriko fana nada siya nyin kite bundal fanna la karola tari men fana be tundol kan tari ana taytandi ko le kol men fana be lanken mari men be lari musukunda kan ko le kol men fana be lari sunkudo nin kunda kan ate Madam Cisse na taytandi ko ako tumodo beje bitu ko le kolu na de tanda mansoy wol be yoralale wala be ko le kolu fana buru kalale musukunda kan kumal ba aba sada kan nyamenna ye be ngom fana soton wo siyo nyintu badonu atel jibir la nyimalu la mor la nyimalu matel men betil bulo kibaro no masada kan nyintemmenna mbe fonyo surun talale nimbuto fonyo fanna la karola hanim binal sanaten den katil bulo kibaro to mal sindalma alkanam mamma badolo hanimbi kaltantu kalnim bara damin to ngalon ko mbuta wo fonyo sudum fanna la karola e kado ko bunda men commandi Directorate of Health Promotion and Education of the Ministry of Health nyimu bundalte bunda min fana bilor imo fulason la jado la kindi akulu kidimandi woni kata fo londo bunda fanna la karola banko la ministry do ko bunda membe marlen jato la kendi ala e makoro so de kado ko bunda men commandi West Africa Health Dam Organization mo findu bankolu ila nyin jata kendi akafo e makoro fanan soto nyum bundale fanan bulu nyin tembe na wolle fanan karanta ben fanan kumandi ka kiri mandirike ni na da senia fanna la karola sunkudo ndinkunda nyimbe ngonyim fanan kumandi sunkuto le komal baaje kanyamenna suru nyin talbol min fanan beta kan bitun karamulu woni kada vo karanta ko don do tari kajo ko nyin sunkudo ndinkunda fanna la karola ni nata komi nim misali kamma nimme nga farloje wala nimme fanan nga karo fanan jeng nyanta muna fansim fal min fanan tamandila wala maro nyante muna fanna bitun joronga min fananna ni muna fango joronga fananna muna fanga nyum fanan kola imaro fanan si sim fatamandi kaje ko joron nyanda kala din kala min fananto isalon no nyamenna joron nyil fanan nyanta bitun kala din kala nyime mento ate program manager Mr. Mas Diouf ana tanyi letande ko kuma men fanan be nyin katabe men fananna e nyin karanta be men fanan kumandi soto ni nada sunkudu ndin kunda fanala karola ana taytande ko tonya si nyinya ndunga si kuma ya baki fanan bela fala ila bitum muna abela fala ila londol fanna la karola ni nata inyante muna fanna nyin joron min fananna komi inyanta senre sim fal min fananta mandila e kalfa men fanan kumandi mayta lili French wo fanan mu bitum alfalati men fanan be sirin ECOWAS tola banko nyinkan ana tanyi letandi kuma men fanan be nyin karanta be men fanan kumandi raising awareness of health and hygiene issues nina da bitun senia tunkulu wala senia bunda fanna la karola nyin wona nyon kalma kotonglu banketa wala kan tumo menna ye nyin karanta be ngam fanan kumandi sungudun din kunda komal baje kanya menna membe den ding nyante muna fanno joron min fananna can be avoided through proper and basic hygienes akonina tajibe sa saja malu wala kuran jama mo nyanta pour katam konin kanto fanan sabaden ding pour yi mario fanan si kodi no wo sasa façon fanan no nyamenna badana taytandi ko pour yi mario kodi wo sasa façon la ako nyanta kala nyamenna wala maro nyante muna fana simfal min fananna abo simfal kono ni nata e betun senia fanna la karola wona nyon taran kotongolo bar hanimbi ako ni senia nyinde pour asinyinya ndonga sikende fanan mabelal min fanan mabeta pour sila londo fanan dino nyamenna ni nata senia taran silulu fanna la karola nimbodoro mbadun hanimbi atel min fanan be tribulo kibalo no masada kanyinte menna mbetale bantala banko kibaro la karola nyintembe namba datilali America banko kan na la kilo bama karte fo men fana be tembu kan abi America man sako wal America banko fana walin kan bito nyanta kanya na sama talato lama nyimo fulol min fana nyante kumbenna Kamala Harris ani the former president Donald Trump nyile fana nyante kumbenna America la karte fo men fana nyanta kanya na sama ma bari nyintembe na kibaro na taytende ko ibe sate balle fana walin kan nyi sate balu kibaro na taytende ko will determine who will become the 47th president of the United States. Ibin sate bal min fana wali kanteng wala nyante la ramulul fana kosila wala fana nyante la kurul fana fayla kayten diko nyimo fulo kono nyil men fana nyante wala nyil men fana bene kumbe na tan president ya carte faylo president ya nyinum fana la karola America banko kan jo nyante America bitum man sakunda nyaton ko yala e nyimo fulo fana la karola bar nyintem menna in Georgia's capital Georgia la capital kadin kramen ko man Atlanta Democratic candidate Kamala Harris anata lahido konkonde anata lahido di ko ako to be a president for all atelbe kala president noti America mumela be anata nyukuma kan le fanan sata Madam Harris e kanyanda rally ba fanan sotonna e kadin kala men komandi charge loti wo fanan felenti Carolina bitun Cabo Carola ate former president Donald Trump abe campaign kan nyintembenna e kadin kala men komandi North Carolina nyintembenna o campaign nyu fanan la Carola wo men fanan ko North Carolina ate former president Mr. Trump anata lahido di ko he promised to crack down on immigration and court taxes wolom nyindi ko ay lahido men fonandi ni na da tamo fonna la karola tamalal men fonan kadum ila banko nyinkan kato mantar mol men fonan bulo wonin kata fo namo fonna la karola namol men fonan ngalon akoliya bata ila banko nyinkan akabo namo le fonan yorala wala bo namo le fonan talala amila banko nyinkan ay lahido le fonandi kumal baje kanyan nyamenna ate former president Donald Trump ay be men fanan soton ikadin kala men fanan kumandi North Carolina bitun America banko kan nimbodoro hanin bi bantala banko kibaro la Carol albamoyla intembe na carte faylalu men fanan be ikadin kala men kumandi former Soviet Republic ikaban ko men fanan kumandi Moldova intembe na wala fanan be bitun carte fawo kan intembe ne la banko nyinkan bin carte fawo men fanan kan intembe na bari intembe ne na da tomiro di dang bitun Russia banko kandande inado tumir kalmolu fanan den Russia la de ko e kaban ko men fanan ko man Moldovia's relation in Moscow inata de itandi ko o fanan nata ke bitun kuma kan sembo fanan nata wara bakele nyindi masi tambila carte fo men fanan tambita ele banko nyinkan ini men fanan be kumbe nalo e kamen ko man pro European president nyim fanan mo comme Europe banko la ke fasale e kalfa men ko man Maya Sandu anata ele banko nyin anata jam fandi Russia la de the Kemen Command has distanced the country from Russia during its invasion of Ukraine. Anatela banko nyum fanan jam fandire Russia la de tuma men nal hakilo bama fitno men fanan be Russia and Ukraine fanan tema wo dalilo nata tunna anatela banko nyum fanan jam fandi ebiton Russia banko la bari nyin tembe na nyal fanyin ani men fanan nyante kumbenna kate fo fanna la Carola the Kemen Command the country's former prosecutor general e kalfamen command Alexandra anolo fanan e kumben kate fo fanna la Carola but at a prosecutor general Alexandra another lahido men fonandi we kamen commandi promising closer economic ties with Russia ay lahido men fonandi wolo muni nata fankol fonna la Carola nyi banko fulolu inni Russia pour la fankol fonna sinyi nyano nyamenna anato lahido le fonandi bari nyinte menna Moscow nata da bitun inata kuma kan fonna soso le de ye Moscow nata men kuma kan men fonna soto soso wolo nyindi ko ye tumir kamol men fonanda bitun Russia banko fana wala Moscow banko fana kan inato tumiri kalmolu inato fana bitun jankende kartan tawla de imanson tumiro la ko mi tele fana be carte fo nyin kadibil de bala wala carte fo men fana be tamakan e kadin kram fana kuma ni Moldovia banko kan bitun ka carte fo nyin ka tarlendi inato kuma kan fana sosole de kuma albaje kanyamen baɗonu katabake jannimme wulan simur wala tilbulo kibaru kun kawto mon sina sarodi yalla ada ministre men fana men mallin bitun tanin na do kulu woni kata foloro barkanon fonna la karola honde bulu ibrahima silla a silo le kumbabo men sida kanya kilometer tallulu nyo hako e silo men fana do ko ka ban ko man sakonda be silo men do ko kan fi municipality woni kata vo west coast region woni kata vo dinkara ko donlo e min fana kumbabo ata ministre silla ani alfal min fana be silo kan kibaru kun la karola hanbi jadolo kenda alfalo nyintemenna e ka kafo men kuma ni free mobile health clinic nyintemenna kavulamu min fana be tew siti kan kaje ko ka jadolo kenda bunda fana la karola kamulu fana makoy men be Central River region wo tundo nyin kan min sida kanya sate kemelu nyo hakoma pour ko foda wo satulma surdu satul min fana ngalon ko ka foda wo sate fo sonuma aka ko liya bake wo tundo nyin kan hani mi kibar ko la karola e ka kafo men kuma advocacy group ani kaduna kafo men kuma action aid nyintemenna wala fana mo banko be tamola campaign fonna la karola nyin campaign ni kullo ba koma kanti olu woni kata alfalo men be sando sado do tarin pour isi tarno nyamenna ka sadarke musol la kul fonna la karola pour musol la taro ani musol la dabulo ni na da kidi bundalu men be tundol kantarin pour musol la yirko fanase siano nyamenna wo kidi bundal la karola banko nyin ton kon nanok kibar kon la bando la mbadolu betun Amerique banko kan ni mo fulo men fana nyante kumbe na carte fo fana la karola Kamala Harris and the former president Donald Trump a carte fo fana nyanta kanya na sama talato na made bar nyinte men be sate bal ibolle fana wolin kan e kadin kala men kuma ni swing states e ba ke kam men fana kamma ba nyin sate balo ni mo fulo mu mela be fana nga yakarolo fana soton ba nyin sate bal mu mela be fana sila ramulo fana kosinole kaje ko nyumal fana nyanta America banko man sakunda nyaton ko yala wala men fana nyanta kala President Tanani and President Worola Nyauti, 47th President of the United States. In Temenna, or rally ning, wala mitinolo, ibole fana ke kanyi sate balto, komal baji kanyamena. But ninkuma karte fo nyanda kanya na sama talato nama, men nyanda kanya na, never more karotili luloma, nade dan daman soy. Atel badi njiber la nyimalu, la mor la nyimalu men fana mitribulo kibaru no masada kanyi temenna, kamana la jartes television of fana la karola. Kala talaman Sudani fano na fonko bate menna, fazi banko tanka, fazi banko kanta, alakana banko la kanda kunol jinko so kasi sinondi alakana banko jerindi fitna la alakana banko moyndi fitna la joni ma kana khromo kama jibril an samalo ko barkon khromo alnal badi malam kala jula wala tilbulo kibarol sindal ma fuwati ko ding alimbara
The Gambia. On the west coast of Africa, a nation of diverse people and cultures, thriving on the aspirations of our people, backed by a leadership with vision and force.
asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi topp programme GRTS TV yéen a ngi topp nag li nga xamante ne mooy seen xibaaru diggu bëccëg bi ñu jóge ko si kàllaama Mandinka indi ko ci wolof tàmbali ko ak li gën a fës nag ci boppi xibaar yi ministre bi nga xamante ne nag mu ngi saytu wàlli li nga xamante ne mooy dem beeg dikk bi honorable Ibrahima Silla jamono yi mu ngi doon nag doxantu ngir gestu nag mbébét yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi ci tabax yoon yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi ko war a amal ci KMC ak tundu West Coast Region tollu nag si juróom fukki kilomètres ba tey ci yeneen xibaar njiit yi nga xamante ne ñooy liggéey ci buntu wérgu yaram bi ñu ngi yaatal nag li nga xamante ne moom la ñuy ooyee free mobile health clinic delivering Medicare services ci biir nag yenn dëkk yi bi nga xamante ne rek ñuy wax ne ñu ngi nag naxaree jot ba tey Action Aid ngéntel na nag campagne bi nga xamante ne mu ngi ci waxtaan ak ñi nga xamante ne ñooy njiit yi si gox-goxaan yi liñ si jublu mooy nag gën a dooleel jigéen ñi ñu gën a dugal seen loxo ci li nga xamante ne lépp luy wàllu àtte ba tey ci wàllu bitim réew kii di Kamala Harris ak Donald Trump ñoom jamono yi nag ñu ngi toll woon nii ci weekend bi ñu génn ci seen njeexteelu nag campagne ginnaaw ñu ngi war a nag sànni carte tànn nag ki nga xamante ne moo war a nekk ñeneen fukk ak juróom ñaari président ci réew yi Amérique mu nekk lu gën a fës nag ci boppi xibaar yi ñu dem ak dog indi leen ko si yaatal. ka niñ leen ko waxee woon rek ki nga xamante ne rek mooy ministre bi di honorable Ibrahima Silla moom nag jamono yi mu ngi nag wàcc nag ci béréb yi nga xamante ne mbébét la ñu ngi fa amal mbébét yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi taxawal defar li nga xamante ne muy ay yoon yi nag toll na si juróom fukki kilomètres jamono yi ñu war ko amal ci KMC ak tundu West Coast Region yëpp rek bokk ci mbébét bi di OIC project ñu mel ni consultant yi ak contracteur yi nga xamante ne ñoo amee liggéey bi wax nañ ne nag lu ni mel dinañ ko pare ci waxtu ñi nag di ingénieurs yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi jógee ko fële ca NRA di National Road Authority ñoom itamit demoon nañu nag gestu li nga xamante ne rek mooy yooyu lay liggéey ba tey ñuy wax ne nag groupe bi ñu ngi jeexale ci Brufut Wulinkama Road ci yoon mi nga xamante ne mu ngi ca Wulinkama fi nga xamante ne nag ministre bi fësal na daal mbégteem ci tolluwaayu li nga xamante ne mooy liggéey bi di oo nag ñi nga xamante ne ñoo fa dëkk ñu fexe rek gën a jëfandikoo béréb bi ci nu mu waree nag bañ a yàq lépp lu nga xamante ne rek dafay defar ba tey ci yeneen i xibaar ñi nga xamante ne nag ñooy NPP ñu ngi doon fësal ñi nga xamante ne nag ñooy seen kansolo yu jigéen yi ci Kanifing municipality ñu ngi ko amaloon nag ci rallye bu mag bi xam ne ñu ngi ko amoon ci NPP bureau fële ci Georgetown ci aljuma ji ñuy wax nag ne mu ngi woon nag amoon ci teewaayu ñi nga xamante ne rek ñoo bokk ci parti bi ak ñi nga xamante ne rek ñooy njiita ci NPP fësal nañu nag seen rek ànd bi nga xamante ne ñu ngi ko ànd ak li nga xamante ne mooy National People's Party muy NPP ak li nga xamante ne rek mooy agenda maanaam daal tërali ñi nga xamante ne rek mu ngi ko taxawal ngir jëmale lii di parti bi di kanam ba tey ñuy wax nag ne xew-xew bi nekk na loo xamante ne lu am solo la ba tax na fësal nañ ci lu toll si juróom-ñaar ñi nga xamante ne ñooy jigéen ñi ooye lii di councilors ci diggante Kanifing municipality mu nekk nag li nga xamante ne xew-xew bi tàmbali na si juróom-benni waxtu si ngoon bi si guddi gi ñi nga xamante ne nag ñooy councilors yu jigéen ñi fësal nañu nag seen i mbégte wane nag ne daal ñoom pare nañu ngir rek liggéeyal li nga xamante ne rek mooy askan wi ak li nga xamante ne mooy parti bi sumaare di oo nag ñi nga xamante ne rek mooy jigéen ñi kansolo si ñu booloo liggéey ba tax na rek ñu mun a li nga xamante ne liggéey bi nga xamante ne dénka lañ leen ko ñu mun koo def ñi nga xamante ne nag ñoo ñoo teebe woon ma boobule xew-xew ñi nga xamante ne nag ñooy mobiliser si bokkoon nañ ci ak ministre bi nga xamante ne mu ngi saytu wàllu góor jigéen ñoom nag ñu ngi teewe woon xew-xew bi nga xamante ne waa aada ak cosaan yi tamit fësal nañ ko fa ci yeneen i xibaar ñi nga xamante ne ñooy nag ñii di rek groupe gi nag di liggéey ak ministre bi saytu wàllu wérgu yaram ñoom nag li ñu taxaw mooy dimbali askan ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi si dex gi surtout nag ñi nga xamante ne dañu xala sori te naxari jot ngir ñu jot rek paj bu mucc ay ñoom nag amaloon nañ ñoom ñu groupe googu bisub rek li ñuy ooye free health screening jagleel ko ñi nga xamante ne rek ñooy waa tund bi di Central River Region ñuy wax nag ne daal li di mobile medical clinic bi ñi ko boot nag di United Nations Agency for Populations Affairs di UNFPA ñoom nag jot nañu nag taxawu lu toll si juróomi téeméeri doomi Adama UNFPA ñuy wax nag mu nekk li nga xamante ne rek jéego yu ñu jël mooy rek dimbali nguur gi ci rek mu pas-pas bi nga xamante ne am na ko ngir ñëpp rek mun a am faj ba tax na ñoom itamit jug nañ ngir jàppale nguur gi ci lu ni mel ki nga xamante ne nag moo teewal UNFPA fii ci réew mi wax na nag ne li naka la free mobile medical clinic bi amee solo ci rek taxaw askan googule ci wàllu wérgu yaram surtout nag jigéen ñi ak ndaw ñi ba tax na ñi nga xamante ne nag ki nga xamante ne mooy CEO Bansang Hospital di Dr Masarindi Njie ak kii di deputy CRR governor Seni Mbay ñoom itamit rek ñaax nañ ba tey rek ñi nga xamante ne rek ñooy waa askan wi ci rek ñu gën a ñëw mun a am faj bi nga xamante ne moom la ñu soxla wax na nag ne ñi nga xamante ne ñoo bokk tamit ci bisub njàngat gi dina leen may rek ñu gën a xam tolluwaayu seen wérgu yaram mu ñu wax nag ne free mobile health clinic bi dina nag continuer li nga xamante ne mooy campagne am bi ci yeneen i dëkk yu ndaw yi ci biir réew mi ak ñi nga xamante ne ñooy njiit yi ñoom itamit gën a fësal seen pas-pas ci rek taxawu leen ci wàlli pàcc ba tax na ci yeneen i xibaar yi tamit ñi nga xamante ne rek ñooy Gambian District Tribunals di bérébu attekaay ñoom nag taxaw nañu ngir taxawu tamit jigéen ñi jaaral ne ko nag si campagne bi nga xamante ne ñu ngi koy def ngir rek saaku si ñi nga xamante ne ñooy rek njiit yi si gox yi ñu gën a rek boole jigéen ñi ci lépp li nga xamante ne rek ñu ngi koy def ba tax na daal doxantu bi ñu am nag ci biir réew mi ànd ak ñi nga xamante ne ñoom la ñuy liggéeyal ngir gën a rek dooleel baati jigéen ñi Action Aid nag toll na si fi nga xamante ne mu ngi jàppale jigéen ñi bu baax a baax surtout nag ñu gën leen a boole si wàllu li nga xamante ne mooy jiite ba tey ñu wax ne nag campagne bi ñu si gën a rek dooleel jigéen ci niñ ko waxee rek ba tax na ki nga xamante ne nag mooy Chairman Kuntawu Basse ak Janjanbureh Area Council ñoom nag am nañ fa ay waxtaan bi ak jigéen ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi si dex bi di Rural Women Assembly ñi nga xamante ne daal ñoom ñu ngi taxawu ñoom itamit ñi nga xamante ne jigéen ñi moo leen tax a jug ba tey ci waxtaan yooyu loolu di campagne bi ki nga xamante ne nag mooy Seku Dabo wax na nag li nga xamante ne am na solo ci wàllu li nga xamante ne mooy campagne bi ñuy def waxtaan yi ñu am nag ak njiit yi si gox yi jot nañ see xam nag li nga xamante ne mooy seen moo leen daal moo leen soxal ak jafe-jafe yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi koy jànkuwanteel surtout nag ci wàlli li di koom-koom ak wàlli nag payoor yi nga xamante ne ñoom ñu bokk ci bérébu àttekaay yi ñu ngi koy am ba tax na njiit yi wax nañ ne daal lu ni mel war nañ see taxaw bu baax a baax a baax si yeneen yi xibaar Directorate Health Promotion and Education ministre bi saytu wàllu wérgu yaram bi ànd nag ak ñi nga xamante ne ñooy West Africa Health Organisation ñu ngi amaloon nag bi sup njàngat ci wàllu set jagleel ko xale yu jigéen ñi loolu nag ñi nga xamante ne rek ñooy health educators yi maanaam ñi nga xamante ne ñooy jàngale wàlli wér-gu-yaram ci tundu West Coast Region ñoo ko amaloon wax lañ ne nag dañ ko jagleel xale yu jigéen ñi ngir may leen ñu gën a mun a xam naka la ñuy toppatoo seen bopp nag surtout nag jamono yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi gis mbaax ki nga xamante ne nag mooy Mass Diouf wax na nag ne bisub été yi nekk na lu am solo loo xamante ne dina dimbali bu baax xale jigéen ñi si seen wàlli set ak surtout nag seen wàlli wér-gu-yaram kii di Miata Lily French teewal ñi nga xamante ne nag mooy ECOWAS président fii ci réew mi fësal na njëriñ bi nga xamante ne été bi am na ko ci wàllu wér-gu-yaram ak wàlli set ki nga xamante ne mooy Buuba Maane di education officer moom itamit def na li nga xamante ne moom la ñuy wax présentation ci wàllu set ak li nga xamante ne mooy wér-gu-yaram jagleel ko ñi jàngale ak ñi nga xamante ne ñooy ndongo daara yi ñu wax nañ ne nag dina dimbali bu baax ñu moytandiku yenn ci jàngoro yi jaarale ko nag ci rek miin maanaam lu di jëfandikoo wàlli set bi ci suñu wér-gu-yaram wax na ne nag ñàkk xam bi dinay faral nag di indi yenn ci jafe-jafe yi yéen a ngi topp diggu bëccëg bi fii si GRTS TV ki leen koy jotali di Adja Mariam Njie ñu dem ak xibaar yi ci wàllu bitim réew tàmbali ko ak ñi campagne gi ngir ñu war a nag jublu ci li nga xamante ne mooy sànni carte bi di wax ne nag ki nga xamante ne mooy am li nga xamante ne rek su ku ci am ndam dina nekk nag ñeneen fukk ak juróom-ñaaleeri président ci réewi Amérique fii ci Georgia ci capitale bi di Atlanta ki nga xamante ne mooy Kamala Harris ba tey wane na li nga xamante ne mooy bugga-buggaam ngir taxaw nekk présidentu américain yëpp ba tax na li nga xamante ne nag mooy rallye bi ci Charlotte North Carolina ki nga xamante ne nag mooy former président Donald Trump moom itamit mu ngi doon amal foofu campagne ci North Carolina mu nekkoon nag mujjanteeli bés yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi ci doon am boobule campagne moom nag digle na si ne dina xeex li nga xamante ne rek mooy yooni gannaaw bi nga xamante ne nit ñi di duggee ak itamit wàññi li nga xamante ne mooy naamoo bi ba tax na ci yeneeni xibaar rek ba tey ci Europe la ñuy demagum ji nga xamante ne nag ñooy sànni carte ci fi nga xamante ne rek mooy Soviet réew mi di Moldova ñoom nag ñuy toll ci jamonoy sànni carte ci fiñ toll ni ñuy wax nag ne kii di président pro-européen Maya Sandu moom nag daal beddina boppam ci réew mi réewi Russia jamono yi ñu tàmbali di songa réewi Ukraine wax na ne nag moom àndut ak li nga xamante ne ki nga xamante ne moo nekkoon prosecutor général di Alexandre Stoyanoglu nga xamante ne daal mu ngi digle woon daal ne dina lëkkaloo ci wàllu koom-koom ak réew bi di Russia ba tey Moscou ñuy wax ne nag weddina tuumaal yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi ko koy jiiñ daal ne daal moom daf ko def jaarale ko nag ci European Union ak yeneen yi nga xamante ne daal ñu ngi fexe nañu yàqe boobule sànni carte mu nekkoon xibaaru diggu bëccëg bi fii si GRTS TV ki leen ko doon jottali di Adja Mariam Njie ñu fàttali leen rek li gënoon a fës ci boppi xibaar yi balaa ñuy tàggatoo ministre bi nga xamante ne nag mooy saytu wàlli dem beeg dikk bi ak yu ni mel honorable Ibrahima Silla demoon na nag de amal bisub doxantu ci béréb bi nga xamante ne ñu ngi fa tàmbali mbébétu tabax yoon yi wax nañ ne nag ci diggante Kanifing municipality ak tundu West Coast Region mu toll nag si juróom fukki kilomètres njiit yi nga xamante ne nag ñooy liggéey ci buntu wérgu yaram bi ñu ngi yaatal li nga xamante ne moom la ñu ooy free mobile health clinic delivering Medicare service jagleel ko nag ñi nga xamante ne rek ñoo nekk ci dex bi wala dëppook ñi nga xamante ne dañoo naxare jot ba tey ci yeneen i xibaar Action Aid di yaatal nag moom itamit campagne nga xam ne mu ngi koy am ci biir réew mi ak ñi nga xamante ne ñooy njiitu gox-goxaan yi li ñu si jublu mooy gën a dooleel jigéen ñi nga xamante ne rek ñu ngi leen daal bëgg a boole ci wàllu àtte nag surtout ci biir gox yi. ci bérébu àttekaay yi kii di Kamala Harris ak Donald Trump nag ñu ngi mu nekkoon nag ci weekend bi ci seen mujjanteeli campagne ginnaaw ñu ngi war a jublu nag ci li nga xamante ne mooy bisub sànni carte ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi si tànn ki nga xamante ni dina doon ñeneen fukk ak juróom-ñaari président ci réew yi Amérique mu nekkoon xibaaru diggu bëccëg bi si GRTS TV ki leen ko doon jottali di Adja Mariam Ndiaye ci directeur bi ñu ngi amoon Barkisu Dabo ci xarala bi silifo ak timam di leen ñaanal jàmm di ko sàkku ci yéen ngeen endu jàmm jërë ngeen jëf.
Malum panin